Welcome, everyone. I'm just going to check my volume. Make sure you can. Welcome, everyone. I'm just going to check my volume. Make sure you can. Welcome, everyone. Why is it repeating that? Oh, shoot. Why is it repeating that? Anyway, welcome everyone. Can you guys hear me? I heard my voice like repeating itself over and over again. Okay, I started a little early, but there's a reason why I started early. Hopefully you can hear me, and hopefully anyone will let me know that you can see and hear me okay. So I do have chat replay on, number one. So if you ask a question, but like you can't stick around, especially if you donated, it'll be on chat replay. Something else I'm doing in this reading is, and I hope you guys can hear me. I invited my daughter in to answer questions in the chat, so she'll pull some cards for you if you choose. It is for a donation, and it's really why we're doing it is because she's like financially hurting, and I just want to help her out any way I can. So that's why we're doing that. So definitely take advantage of that. And I would ask that if you do take advantage of it, use PayPal, my PayPal or her PayPal. That way I can see it right away, or she can see it right away because she'll be the monitor also. So I'm worried that you guys can't hear me. Okay, wait a minute. For some reason, here we go again. Not seeing your questions. There you guys are. Yes, loud and clear. Excellent. Hi, Fluffies. Excellent. Okay. So before we get into the readings, this is why I started a little early. Something was calling to me to bring out Archangel Raphael. And, a lot of people don't know like what the archangels, are really, what's their job towards us, like Archangel Michael is your protection. So I thought I'm just going to take a second and I'm just going to read a little bit about Archangel Raphael because I want to start the reading with Mother Mary, but then also bring in Archangel Raphael. So I'm just going to read one page. Archangels are the managers of our personal guardian angels. Each archangel has a specialty, and Archangel Raphael's is health. Raphael's name means he who heals or God heals, and he helps everyone who calls upon him without exception. Raphael guides healers, would-be healers, and those who are ailing, both humans and animals. Like all archangels, Raphael is um, unconditionally loving. If you wish to receive his help, you'll always say yeah. Wait, if you wish to receive his help, he'll always say yes. He respects your free will, however, so Raphael will only provide assistance if you ask for it. You guys, I talk about that a lot in my readings, how angels really need us to ask, where spirit guides just are constantly sending a sign. So, but where was I? But once you call upon him, he'll guide you in creative and sometimes unforeseen ways. For that reason, please don't tell Raphael how to help you. Simply ask for your healing desire. Okay. Well, it just means that Raphael and Mother Mary and Archangel Michael, they know best. So, yeah, why would we question that? Okay, So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do a reading for the collective. Those who are already here, those who may be showing up a little bit later, those who wish they were here, and those who may watch it on chat replay. It's for the collective, even if you weren't in the live. So we're going to start with Mother Mary. Get our words of wisdom today. And then we'll bring in Archangel Raphael. All right, let's officially open the reading. Mother Mary says, I'm ready. All right, so our first card is honesty. Honesty reminds me of what? Phil Collins, somebody sang a song, Honesty. I'm in touch with my true feelings regarding this situation. Just being completely honest with yourself, there's just no way around that. I feel like, we can lie to ourselves very quickly, very easily, but, it's like, I feel like we have to know our own truth. And honesty, I feel like, is also talking about from others, right? If someone's not being honest with you and you feel that, then just trust that. All right, we have home. I trust and follow my divine guidance about my home. And then we have Father. Father. My true Father is God in heaven, who shines healing light upon me, my birth father, and our relationship. All right, let's take Archangel Raphael right underneath that, and then we'll get to the questions. First I'll say hello to everyone. I was going to do the reading tonight at 6, but something came up, so I really couldn't, so I just made it a little earlier. Okay, Archangel Raphael, you wanted to come out for a reason. Holy cow. Okay. Cards everywhere. All right. We have meditation. Meditation. Dear Archangel Raphael, please meditate with me and guide my mind and body to focus upon peace, health, and wellness. Under honesty. And then we have, let's do home help. I mean, how interesting. Mother Mary brings out home. Archangel Raphael's talking about the home. So let's see what it says. Dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for giving me the courage to ask for and accept help from you, the angels and others in matters regarding my family and home. Some of you, I don't know, I feel like there's a message right there for you. All right, and then have faith. Have faith. All right. Dear Jesus and Archangel Raphael, thank you for thank you for boosting my faith so that I may trust in miracles. So that I may trust in miracles. Okay. Honesty, home, Father, Mother Mary. Meditation, home help, have faith, Archangel Raphael. All right, we're going to pull these up. And I know I'm going to regret it. I'm going to wish I left them out, but I think I'll remember what's on there. All right, welcome everyone. Hi, Taryn. Kartrick. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Your birthday, 8. Please me 12, me pass. I'm not sure what you mean. Fluffy, so are you doing the readings or her? I'm doing the readings, but she's going to, if she has time, because the kids come home around 3, but if she can, she's going to jump in and she'll do readings within the comments. So she'll like pull some cards, take a picture, put them in the comments, and then, so that's what she's there for. If, if anybody wants that. Hi, Victoria. Boy, it seems like I haven't seen you forever. Victoria, I feel like you're in Ireland. I could be wrong. Hi, Audie. Your birthday is July 26, 2001. You're just a baby. I was born 1960. That's why I say that. Hi, Simone. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Doctor. Hi, Sasha. Carol, hello. Hi, Dawn. You're in California, Victoria. Why did I think you were in Ireland? I don't even know. Chris, hello. Okay, so I'm going to go back now and go ahead and start the questions and answers. So, Audie, I'm not sure if you have a question. Your birthday is July 26, 2001. I feel like I want to add that up real quick. 6 and 2 is an 8. July is what? 7. So that'd be 15. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yes, I'm counting on my fingers. So Audie, just so you know, you're in a personal year 5 this year. So you can probably expect some changes this year, but probably good changes. But I don't know if you have a question. So I think what I'm going to do for Audie is I'm just going to pull some cards for you. And, because you don't always have to have a question. Sometimes we just want to let our spirit guides speak. Let's start with the Gilded Tarot. Give it a couple shuffles. I hope everyone's doing well today on this Monday. I took the whole day off yesterday, which felt very strange. I very seldom take a day off. But I did have a good day. All right, Audie. What can you tell us? Message for Audie from her spirit guides. And of course, my guides. All of our guides. All right, we have the Knight of Swords. Could be some kind of communications coming towards you. Well, hello, the Fool. So I feel like something's coming towards you let me bring this lid down. Potentially is offering you a new opportunity. The Fool's about a new beginning. So first feels like communication, then a new beginning. 6 of Swords. Well, that's good because that means that this new beginning allows you to move away from, toxic type energy. Things have held you back. People have held you back, held you down. It's like no more, and it's interesting because again, you have a personal year 5. And when I look at the 6 of Swords, I always look back one card, which would be the 5 of Swords. That just talks about the toxicity in our life, whether it be people, our own thought system, but this is moving away from that. So it feels like there's a new opportunity coming your way. Look at this, 2 of Pentacles, and then hello, Ace of Pentacles. So here it is. Now, the good news, well, I'm saying good news, but to me, it means the ball's in your court, whether you're going to accept this ace or not. Because we have the Six of Swords, I kind of feel like you already are, or you will, and then the Fool is signifying, the past is the past. Certainly extract the wisdom of your past, but this is really about what's next. So I love the Ace of Pentacles because it means it's coming into your world and it's meant to expand your world. But you are the one who has to say yay or nay to it. So there's something good heading your way, my dear. Something good heading your way. And, with this Ace of Pentacles, I feel like we have to nurture this seed. You know what I mean? Like, let's say I do say yes to it. Then I want to put my nurturing upon it. That just means I want to grow it. Think of your garden. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make sure there's plenty of sunlight and it's watered, speaking to it, that type of thing. But the Two of Pentacles right before that, should I or shouldn't I? I feel like you need to trust your intuition with this, because to me, it feels very good. Like a blessing. And isn't that what Archangel Raphael said? So, okay. I hope that helps a little, Audie. I know you didn't really ask a question, but get ready. Something good's on its way. Fluffies. You'd like a reading, but I would like it you, Sandy. Can we do it? Of course you can. And by the way, people can do both. You know what I mean? She's not even in the, Jen's not in the room yet, I don't think. But yeah, you can do either, or you can do both, or it's whatever you guys want. All right, so Fluffies. I'm just looking down to see if you have any particular questions in mind. Hi, Juanita. Audie, you've been seeing fives a lot. There you go. Carol. Hi, Carol. Where do I live? I live in Pennsylvania. But I moved here, well, to be with my guy. But I really, I'm like born and raised in Pennsylvania, but then I spent half my life in Rhode Island and other places. I've definitely been around. All right, so Fluffies, I don't see any particular question. Hi, Dippin'. All right, Fluffies, just looking. Okay, so I'll make it from your guides, Fluffy. I hope that's okay. Of course, if you need more clarification, you can always let me know. I like the Cozy Witch for you. I get to know you guys through your readings. And the more you're in the lies, the more I remember, like your past readings or like what cards I use for you. I don't know why, but I do. So, Audie. I mean, not Audie, Fluffies. Fluffies. What's going on for Fluffies? We have the Six of Pentacles, followed by the Six of Swords. Interesting. First thing I pick up is like, I get this feeling like I'm just not going to give a shit anymore. Like, and I'm not sure what I'm even talking about, but I get this feeling like I'm just not going to give a shit anymore. I feel like you are in the energy of deciding, it's like, who deserves my energy and who doesn't deserve my energy. And those who don't deserve my energy, here's the door. And I don't mean that in a rude way. but maybe some need that. But I do feel like I'm showing them the door. I literally picture a door and people walking through that door, but walking away from you. Um, and it feels like it's the right thing. So I don't know why I'm picking that up. And then we have the King of Cups. Interesting, the King of Cups, his window is open. It can be he or she, by the way. But look at that, the Queen of Wands next to the King of Cups. Queen of Wands, replace your self-doubt with self-confidence. I get a feeling that's what you've been doing. I have a feeling that it's like those who stand against you, it's time to hit the road. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. There's this little birdie on the windowsill. There's a little star by this bird. Quite a few stars, actually. It's almost like your spirit guide sitting on the windowsill. I don't know if you relate to birds or not, like as in, spiritual guidance, but that's kind of what I'm feeling here. And I feel, it feels like a new you. That's what it feels like. It feels like a new you, and you should celebrate that. I want to take just a couple more. I just realized the King of Cups also has a headband on that is of stars. Again, this can talk about some type, when I think of the star, I think of dreams. I think of your hopes, your wishes. And I feel like you, like this self-doubt, I definitely feel you're clearing that up and you're trusting more and more in yourself, just as it should be. Those who take an army and are unwilling to give, it's like you're with the wrong person. We have the Four of Swords, healing. Beautiful. So I feel like that means that you're not allowing, it is healing. Yes. And again, Archangel Raphael talks about healing, right? So any of you feel like you need healing, reach out to Archangel Raphael. But I feel like this is talking really about where you like, because I don't feel like I'm like, oh, I'm in this healing stage. I feel like I'm still moving in life. But I also feel like what it's saying is, those people, and again, it doesn't have to be people, it can be situation, but who's ever leaving that door, it's saying that you're going to heal over, like, this could certainly be like energy of people or a person who put you down, has nothing nice to say. It takes and takes, and you're like, no, not anymore, not anymore. And it may be because there may have been a time when you didn't have a lot of self-confidence or you didn't trust your ideas. And now I feel like you're moving into, now you're like, now I do trust them. So those who don't, again, stand with me, there's the door. And then we have the Patient Witch. Learn to get comfortable with sitting still whenever necessary. I feel like that also relates to receiving messages, like being in a quiet mind, a quiet space. Her eyes are open. It's not like she's in meditation, but I feel like she's still receiving signs. I want to take one more. Well, hello, lovers. It's interesting. I wanted to take one more because I wanted to see why there's a king and a queen here. And now we have the lovers. Makes me feel like, there potentially was relationships that did not work out that you had to say goodbye to. But I feel like you did the right thing because, again, this healing, the healing of the past, and then what's new. So the lovers. Card of Gemini, by the way. It is a head over heart decision. But it is also mirroring the Four of Swords. It makes me feel like there's a very special person where, you know, I hate to say like someone comes in and can help heal us, but that's the truth. And I feel like, and we can do the same. Let's pull one more. The Five of Swords. Okay, so now the Five of Swords, slide these over, is mirroring the Four of Swords. The Five of Swords is also related back to the Six of Swords, right? Because this is what we're saying goodbye to. And this is you now moving forward. And, you know, in the Six of Swords, the water's a little choppy, but it's temporary. It means that you're moving to much calmer waters, you know. And I just feel like, you know, any love that did not work out, maybe, just maybe, it's because there's a love on this path that we call life that may just be your person. And more reason to cut out what's ever toxic. Again, sometimes it's our own thoughts, you know, especially with the Queen over here. Replace your self-doubt with self-confidence. I feel like that's exactly what you did. So it's like you're being rewarded. And when I say rewarded, it's because you deserve it. It's because of the energy and the hard things that you've done to make your life better. And now I feel like the universe is responding in kind. So interesting. You know, patient, maybe over love. Maybe I needed to clear, you know, the toxicity, even my thought system. You know, and as it relates to love, if this is talking about love, then I need to be ready for love. So self-doubt would make me a little, you know, like I feel like what this is saying, Fluffies, is just enjoy who you are. You're enough. You're more than enough for whoever is in your life and is coming in your life. If they're not for you, then they're against you. And that's why that door is open. Take a walk. Okay, let's let that be. I just want to say hi, and then we'll read a little bit more. Okay. Oh, do you know I had this? You're in a person. I'm reading Victoria. You're in a personal year 4. Okay, so we'll get to your question. But I'm going to do dipping. What can you tell me about a new relationship for me? Hopefully this year. I'm praying for a decent man that I can have a long-term commitment with. You want to spend the rest of your life with this person. And I feel like that calls for the psychic tarot. And by the way, those who come to the readings a lot, if there is a certain deck that you prefer, certainly, you know, that's why I try to give you the names of them. Certainly feel free to ask for that. All right, this is for dipping. Wants to know about love, but not any old love. A love that's going to last a lifetime. When? How? What can we know? We have the 7 of Wands, stand your ground. We have, hello, 9 of Cups, fulfillment of wishes. We have conflict and defeat, interesting. There, that's not your personal year. And then we have rest and rejuvenation. This is the 4 of Swords. So again, it feels like the energy of, you know, what I want to say, Dippin, is just be very careful. 5 and the 4 add up to a 9, as does the fulfillment of wishes. You know, I feel like ask yourself the question, are you ready to give yourself completely in love? I feel like the answer is yes. But I do feel like, because you have the Five of Swords here, we have to look at that. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a Five of Wands. But healing over that, I feel like you probably have dealt with someone, like a narcissist type of energy, um, in your past, and because I feel like I don't want that. I don't want that again. And I don't feel like that's what spirit is talking about, but I do feel like I have to heal that. Heal it sometimes just simply means that I have enough understanding to know that, either I was with a free will person that, was maybe of lower energy that kind of kept me in that energy, or could be a karmic, that because I feel like you were with someone who was difficult. Now, I don't feel like this is, I feel like what your guides are saying is try to heal that as much as you can. We have solitude, maybe through the quiet mind. This is the Hermit. This speaks about your wisdom. The wisdom that can be gained from especially the difficult experiences. Like, if you ever said, like, I feel like I was in the dark night of the soul. Dark night of the soul to me just means like I feel lost. But in the same breath, in the Hermit's energy, um, you really find your true wisdom. I feel like the Hermit, I'm seeking the light in this energy. And what I realize is I am the light, I am my own savior. But I do need to save myself sometimes. 2 9s, the Tower, and then positive movement forward. Okay, the first thing I want to say is the 8 really stood out for me, and so did the 7. And I mean that as in the years. So the 7 would represent 2023. The 8 would represent this year, 2024. That is the universal number for this year. So lots of new beginnings. And, 8 is really about, there's a lot of messages within 8, as above, so below. Knowing that I feel like if, let's say, you go into meditation over love, I feel like you'll receive the answers or you'll receive the guidance and then trust that. I feel like the towers are done. I'm not going to say like towers don't ever come back in, but once we go through certain towers, if they start to show, we know it and we know what to do with it now. But I feel like this is more about you overcoming the towers and now about positive movement forward. We have the Devil, temptation, card of Capricorn though, but then we have the Chariot. Okay, so I feel like this year there is some type of fulfillment coming your way. Now you're asking about love, so that's what I asked about. So I love seeing the Chariot here. So let's talk about the Chariot for a second. The Chariot really does require balance. Really, the Chariot doesn't come in until we found that balance of the masculine and the feminine within ourselves, the light and the dark. You know what I mean? Like we all have that. We all have that dark, but we all have that light at the same time. Some people prefer to live in the dark. And I have a feeling you dealt with someone like that. But this line is all about the light. So I feel like this year, you're going to meet someone. I feel like the potential is unlimited. So it can be for a lifetime. It could be a Capricorn. We also have Virgo on the board, though. I want to take one more, but we also have Cancer. Then we have the waiting game. And I feel like that's where you've been, like waiting, like when 8, 9, 10 brings us to 1. Think about your own thoughts. you know, the energy of the magician and the ability to manifest, right? And I feel like, you know, if we want love that's going to last forever, then we really do need to know ourselves. Like, go back to what Mother Mary said, being completely honest with ourselves. And sometimes that just means like, I have to know, how am I in love? And it's not to judge yourself, it's to know yourself. You know, where um, do I take too much bullshit? Do I let people get away with, you know what I mean? Like more than they should. I also feel like any previous towers, they kind of feel spiritual to me, like they are meant to move you, you know, maybe get you ready for this year. Because again, I feel like it is speaking about love because you're asking about love. Here's the fulfillment of your wish. The chariot, unlimited potential. I feel like you have been waiting, but now we have positive movement forward. And, you know, I'm seeing these sevens, you know, it could be July. And I know sometimes it's like, well, I don't want to wait till July. But again, we're looking at someone who will be for the rest of your life. I'm going to take one more right over that emotional withdrawal. So that's what I was talking about. You know, if you look at this person, they're sitting at the water's edge and they're what they're looking for is emotional clarity within their life. You know, why did these towers happen? But really what they're doing is they're giving over their worries. You know, I feel like the tide washes away like the worries and, you know, brings in what's new. Again, in number 8, new beginning. As above, so below, no beginning, no end. This could certainly represent a soulmate for you. I have a feeling it does. So, you know, I could say pretty much with confidence, it feels like this year, definitely this year. But the time period, it's interesting because again, I see these sevens, but I see the 4, I see the 5. You know, I feel like I can't really give you a time. Double eights, 88. Okay, I'm going to let that be. Maybe we're not meant to know the time, but I would tell you also, Dippin, to definitely think about like your own intentions, right? Like, because I feel like you can help manifest this energy by letting the universe know, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I hope that made sense. Hi, Evan. Oh, Fluffies and payment is in chat. I just couldn't type it all within. Yeah, yeah, it would be in chat. And that's if she even shows up. She may not even be able to show up. We're talking about my daughter who has her own channel, Jenny Love Tarot. I'm the one who invited her in because, you know, she's having she's a single mom and she's having financial struggle right now. So I thought, well, let's invite her into the comment section and those who, you know, want to get some cards pulled for them. And you can use both of us, by the way. It doesn't mean like if I go Jen and I can't get a message from Sandy. No, you know, hopefully both. Um, okay. Dun, dun, dun. Fluffies, your question, us. Okay, I see it. Okay, so wondering what my ex-boyfriend CL thinks about me now when I cross his mind. We broke up a long time ago and have not spoken in a long time. We both moved on. Okay. And hi, Evan. I'll come for you next. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Rosie. Yeah, I'll try to get to your question too, Rosie. Hi, just to Cole. I like that. Okay, Fluffies. So wondering what my ex-boyfriend CL thinks about me now when I cross his mind. We broke up a long time ago and have not spoken in a long time, but we both moved on. Okay. I'm going to stick with the Cozy Witch. I'm going to shuffle it up pretty good. Anyone who's anyone who's new, just know that I am not a slow or I'm not a fast reader. It's the opposite day. Everything that wants to come out of my mouth is the opposite. All right, Fluffies, we have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Broom. That's kind of, the broom is what Dippins needed. Oh, and shuffle. We have the Ace of Pentacles. And then we have the Queen of Cups. It's interesting. You know what I'm feeling right off the bat? Not right off the bat, but what I'm feeling right now, Fluffies, is this broom to me, what does it say? Tidy up your life so you can make space for something better. Now I'm not putting down your ex at all, but I do feel like you were like, I do kind of feel like it was meant to end, because here's this Ace of Pentacles, and that means something new, something new, and it looks like it's coming right for you. Now, when I say something new, does it have to be love? It doesn't have to be love. It can be whatever you want it to be, with the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like there's no limit on what that ace can do. But let's take a couple cards with that. We have the Ace of Wands. And then we have the Sun. Interesting. So, as your question is like, does CL think about you? And if does, how? Well, the Ace of Wands to me would represent that, and the Sun, because that's the question we're asking. So I feel like they must think of you or remember you, in a good way. Now, there could have been bad things that happened, but I feel like that's not what I think about. I think about you in, like in a joyful type of way. I feel like, even though you haven't spoken in a long time, I feel like the energy, I don't know, maybe somehow he knows what's going on in your life. I don't know. But I do feel like I don't think of the bad things or the bad times. I think of the good things. I think of the good time. I feel like you were a light in his life. And yet at the same time, I do feel like this was meant to end for your purpose, because I feel like something, well, what does the Ace of Pentacles say? Something better. Now, again, I don't want to put him down. I'm not, I don't know him, so I don't want to put him down, but I do feel that even though I feel like, he thinks of you of like fun-loving type of energy, for you, I feel like your guides want to say, like, don't look back. Don't look back, because your blessings are in the future, or in the present and the future. And I'm not really thinking you're looking back, but I feel like that's what your guides want you to know. You're like, that broom was on purpose. All right. I hope that helped, my dear. And then add that to your other reading, which I kind of forgot all of a sudden for some reason. All right, Evan. Good day, Sandy. Good day, Evan. I hope all is well in your corner. I'm wondering if I have a new spirit guide, and do my guides still send me messages through music and animals? It's funny you said that with music, because I am constantly getting messages through music. And a lot of times I can only remember like the first line, but I feel it. I know it's a message. You know what I mean? So, first of all, I feel like your guides will never stop sending you messages. It's us. Sometimes we feel like we're not receiving them for whatever reason. And usually it's because, we're having a hard time calming our own mind. But that aside, do you have a new spirit guide? And are your guides still sending you messages through music and animals? Um, let's use the Angel Tarot. I am going to ask everyone to have patience. Remember, there's just one person over here. And I don't read fast. So please have patience. Again, chat replay will be on. So sometimes, maybe you have to leave and your question was answered, but you didn't see it. You know what I mean? So definitely check out chat replay if that's the case. But for Evan have a new spirit guide. And is Evan's spirit guide still reaching Evan through music and animals? Tell us what you can about Evan's spirit guides, especially about a new one. I feel like that's a very specific question. All right, we start with the Two of Pentacles. I know, I only hold them up for a second. The High Priestess, this is your intuition. Interesting, 2 twos. But look at this. We have another 2. Soulmates. Now, I feel like this is talking about a guide. I feel like, when I look at the Two of Pentacles, because I know your guides are always sending you signs. They always want to help guide you, but they cannot go against your own free will, which means if I don't listen, I don't listen. Now, if I missed a sign, they're going to send it, they're going to send it in another way, bigger, so you won't miss it. If you miss it again, they'll send it in another way. Some of you, that's exactly why you're here. And I feel like, Evan, that's one of your reasons, because I feel like the Juggler's card is saying there may be a lot of things on your mind. You may be very busy, and then I feel like there's a lot of things on your mind. So I feel like you can't, you're not feeling your guides as much as you could. Let's just put it that way. I do feel like you have a new guide. Let's just say who has joined your team. And I feel like I was meant to say that. And it's interesting because I have a feeling this guide lived life in this lifetime. And I do feel like you know this person. You are soul connected. Now, it doesn't have to mean like this somebody I loved romantically. And you don't have to have known this person, because, some of our spirit guides are ancestors that we've never met, but they love us so dearly. 2 2, 2. 3 2s. I mean, I feel like that's a sign. I also remind everyone that sometimes you'll receive your messages through other people's messages. So be open to that. Doesn't mean you still can't ask a question, but be open to that because, listen, our guides know that we're here together. You know what I mean? Our guides knew you were going to be here before I knew you were going to be here. All right. We have the 7 of Swords. I'm sorry, 7 of Wands. And then we have the 6 of Swords. So, Evan, I feel like there's something going on in your life right now where it feels like your mind is like preoccupied. And I want to say, be careful of other people's drama like that, like, you know, because I feel like your mind is occupied, but I feel like it's occupied. I don't know if you're stressed, but I'm feeling something like, I don't know if it's anxiety, but I am seeing the moving away from that also. Now, maybe your new guide also dealt with something not so easy in this lifetime. But if that's the case, that has been healed. That has been completely healed. 100%. It's like they're traveling to heaven. Like they're leaving this earthly plane and they're traveling to heaven. I'm going to take one more. Look at that, the star. Let me tell you about your new spirit guide. Your new spirit guide is the one who I feel like is going to help bring a dream to life. You know, sometimes we lose people, and of course, it's so painful. I mean, I know I've had so much loss in my life. But then they do step forward as our guides. Not all, but most, especially if they loved us. Well, our spirit guides love us no matter what. Anyway, I feel like this new spirit guide is going to help bring a dream to you. Six of Cups. Interesting. It's like, remember the good memories. Remember the good things. You know, if this is talking about someone you may have lost, then where they want you to focus is on the happy times, the happy memories. It's interesting because I feel like I don't really have anything about animals or music, but that doesn't mean anything, because if that's how you receive your signs, that's how you receive your signs. Why would they choose music? Well, probably because you must love music. I mean, that's how I received a lot of signs. And animals, you know, like I was saying, that little birdie was on the window for, I think it was Fluffies. You know, they can, like, animals, birds, all types of animals can also be part of our guidance. So I definitely feel like that's a yes. If that's the way you've been getting your signs, that's not going to change. You do have a new guide. This new guide is a soulmate. I mean, we're all soulmates, but this is to you, a particular soulmate. I feel like if this is anything about loss, where your focus would be best served, or how your spirit guides want you to think of them, is in a loving way. So again, there's something coming to you, and it feels good. I feel like, you know, the high priestess is here because that is your intuition. And underneath that high priestess is the 6 of Swords. So that does tell me, like, There's, again, that's why I feel like your mind is preoccupied, because I feel like you're dealing with some type of toxic energy, but not just that, but also maybe egotistical type of energy. And I feel like if this is energy that's trying to pull you down, know that, because I don't feel like that's what you would want. Anyways, I kind of feel like that's old, but though I do feel your mind is preoccupied. Um, I feel like you have a very beautiful guide, not just one guide, you have many guides, but yes, I do feel like you have a new guide that stepped forward. And I just love that you got 3 2s in a row. Okay, I hope that helped, Evan. And by the way, I feel like that message was for a lot of you. And I hope you don't mind, Evan, that you had to share your message. But that's what I mean. Like a lot of us, like a lot of times through other people's questions, we can receive messages too. All right. Hi, Dawn. There was someone who said, or let me read Evan's first. I think you're speaking of my twin flame who's deceased. She passed in 2020. I see your guitar and I play an instrument. That is a sign to me. Excellent. It did help. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. Dawn, you're singing the wheels on the bus go round, round, round. 3 times 2 equals 6, my life path, Evan. Signs everywhere. Sign, sign, everywhere, sign. Evan, I'm sorry, I keep reading Evans, but it's like I feel like you and I have so much in common, because that's how it is for me too. They just drop songs in my head at random. And it's interesting is for some reason I turned on YouTube this morning, and I just wanted to listen to like music, and somehow I ended up on America's Got Talent, and there was an 11-year-old that was singing Frank Sinatra's The Impossible Dream, and it brought tears to my eyes, because that my dad was a singer, and he used to sing that song to me all the time. So I knew that was a sign. So anyways, hi Rachel. Hopefully I'm not missing you. All right, Rosie, I was looking for you. Okay, but Rosie, you didn't ask a question. So Rosie, oh, there you are. Will my son find a school place? Okay, for Rosie. Let's use the Tarot Dreams for that. For Rosie. Will her son find a school? Let's give him a cut since it's the first time we're using them today. Ace of Cups, Knight of Wands, 6 of Pentacles. I feel like the answer is yes. And I feel like wherever your son lands, it just feels like in the right place. I love the Knight of Wands heading right towards that Ace of Cups. That's fast moving energy, but it's also desirable energy. So I feel like it is fast moving energy. And I feel like your question, you didn't say soon, but it does feel like it's soon. I feel like your son's got a very compassionate soul. We have the 10 of Swords, But then look at this, we have the Palace of Pentacles. So maybe he's been searching for a school, not having great results. But then something's going to change, because I feel like, this night is bringing in this Ace of Cups, right? So, and we're asking about where your son ultimately, is going to find a school. Perfect that we have the Palace of Pentacles, because I feel like this is giving you a clue that not only will he find the school, the right place, and a place that he'll love, love, and probably love to learn from. But then I also feel like this is giving you a glimpse at his potential, like the potential of true abundance, not the Ten of Pentacles, the Palace of Pentacles. I feel like the Palace of Pentacles is a goal that we want to reach, but it's reachable when it shows. It's reachable. I definitely feel like he, I don't know if he like was sending out, I don't know what you call that, when you apply to schools and maybe got some no's. But listen, maybe some no's were so that the perfect place would then open up. So I feel like the answer is yes. Not only is it yes, but it feels, I just feel like perfect. Okay. I hope that helped, my dear. All right. So you guys know I'm doing donations first, but then I'm doing free in there also. Trying to do a mix of both. Okay. So for Dawn, anything that the cards would like to tell you. You got caught up with singing, oh, the wheels on the bus go round and round. Let it go, let it go. I wonder why you were singing that song. It's Dawn, I wish my spirit guides can send me an email, because apparently I'm not getting the message. Maybe you are. Maybe you just don't know it. All right, so Dawn doesn't think she's receiving her messages, spirit guides. What can we do differently? What can we do differently? How can she, well, let's just leave that open. She feels like she's not receiving her messages. Now I can't get that song out of my head. Oh, the wheels on the bus go round, 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 round. School. Wheels on the bus go round, 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 all day long. Okay, well, Nine of Swords would explain quite a bit, because in the Nine of Swords, it's really a worry state. But the meaning of the card is unnecessary worry. I have a feeling that's why you're not feeling your signs. Your mind is preoccupied. And maybe like, I feel like some of us just know a sign, but sometimes we need to go into like peaceful silence and listen. That's a Mother Mary quote, by the way. At least I think it's Mother Mary. But I feel like your mind's preoccupied. What are you doing? Maybe you're putting out other people's fires. I feel like the next time you lay your head down on the pillow at night, ask your guides for messages in your dreams. And if you wake up and you definitely feel like you got a message, but you're uncertain of it, keep a tablet by your bed and just jot down what you think you're receiving. You know what I mean? Like how you see it, like, your perspective of that. And then I have a feeling in due time, it's all going to make sense. So it's almost like your guide just saying the only time we can reach you is is through your dreams because your mind's preoccupied while you're awake. Now, doesn't mean they're not sending you signs while you're awake. We got the Page of Cups. We have the Queen of Cups under that Nine of Swords. So it could be emotional worry. We have the Sun. So illumination. Illumination. And then we have the Five of Cups. Okay, so I feel like right off the bat, this is speaking about, you may think it's love, but that's not what I'm feeling. Well, I shouldn't say it's not love, but I feel like this is also from your spirit guides. And I feel like what this is saying is one of your spirit guides is someone, or you have many spirit guides, but one of your spirit guides who's stepping forward would be someone that you do know, that you did know in this lifetime. And that can be a friend, that can be grandma, grandpa, it can be anybody, but I do feel like it's someone who you loved and they loved you. And I feel like they are sending you signs. And it feels like it's, we're being as loud and clear as we possibly can, but because Dawn's mind is preoccupied, she's not picking them up. And that's why I feel like if that's the case, then when you put your head down tonight on your pillow, say that to your guides. And I just have a feeling, I don't think I'd be saying that if it wasn't for a reason. All right, we have the Wheel. Hello. Destiny. And then we have Justice. Okay, Justice. Cutting ties. But I feel like one of my cutting ties, the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is keeping me unbalanced. And I need to recalculate, right? I need to rebalance my energy. I want to remind you again that Nine of Swords is unnecessary worry, though it is worry, but it is unnecessary. And I feel like that is the main reason why you're not feeling your guidance, because I feel like they're illuminating as much as they can. And that's probably why you and I are together so much, maybe because you don't feel like you're receiving them in your everyday life. And then you show up here and they're reaching you through here. But I do not want to leave out that I feel like right now, your dreams, and I say your dreams, but really I feel like your astral travel, and I feel like they reach you. Like you're reaching, I was going to say the Akashic records, but I don't know that I mean that. Calm your mind and the rest will follow. All right, my dear, I'm going to let that be. So, it's not your guides. Your guides are being active. And again, don't be afraid of saying, listen, I don't feel like I'm receiving your messages. Make them bigger. Make them so I can't deny that is a sign. And I feel like they will do that. All right, Sophia. Hello, Sophia. By the way, those who didn't donate, I am going to try to go through and do more than just donated readings, but I am going to, I feel like I have to do donations first. Hi, Sandy. What is the purpose of me meeting Capricorn at this point in my life? We are not in union, and this is very out of my comfort zone. All right, Sophia. What's the purpose of you meeting Capricorn at this point in your life? We are not in union, and this is very out of your comfort zone. Cozy Witch. can feel it calling my name for you. Cozy Witch. Let's give it a couple good shuffles. Rosie, I see your comment too. You're searching for him. Well, I just feel like the right place. It's just, you're going to find it. All right, Sophia and Capricorn. We have toxic witches. Be cautious of those who take more than they give. We have the King of Swords, which would be your Capricorn. When we do this type of reading, we're asking about a particular person, then he's showing as the King of Swords. We can all learn important things from one another. So maybe that's exactly what's going on. Maybe you're just meant to learn something from each other. We have the Page of Pentacles. Well, there you are. Learning. Wisdom. Ace of Wands. The Magician. And then the Four of Swords. So, okay. I feel like Capricorn and you, for Capricorn, I feel like both of you, you know what? You're probably soulmates. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be together. You need to make that decision. But with the Magician here next to the Four of Swords, I feel like you're helping to heal each other in a way, even though I do feel like there's struggle at the same time, because we do have toxic witches, right? Be cautious of those who give or take more than they give. Mirrored by the Ace of Wands. Don't you see how passion makes you glow? Don't you see how your passion makes you glow? So I feel like both of you are on this learning experience through each other. Again, that probably means it's a soulmate, could be a karmic, but because I feel both are learning, it feels more like a soulmate type energy. Now, I feel like one thing we got to realize is just because someone's a soulmate, don't get hung up on, okay, that means for the rest of my life. Soulmates can come in just for a moment. They can come in for a couple months, or they can come in for the rest of our life. Soulmates can be people who turn into our best friends, or our romantic partner. So I'm going to slide this over, and I just want to take King of Swords, or the Knight of Swords, I'm sorry. And then the Knight of Pentacles, your guardian angel. Guardian angels mirroring the Magician. Wow. Here's what I feel for you in Capricorn. Let's say this goes forward into union. Then I feel like, first and foremost, there is something that you're learning from each other. And I feel like that's probably something you need to reflect upon, because you may not even know what I mean at this moment, but I feel like you'll figure that out. You'll figure it out. I love that the Knight of Pentacles is under the Ace of Wands. So no matter what, to me, this is just a good omen for your life, period. And also your ability to manifest. Here's what I think. I do feel like you're learning from each other. But I feel like if I almost hate saying this, but I feel like if you feel that there's something with Capricorn that you cannot trust, believe that. Now, I'm not saying that Capricorn's doing anything you cannot trust, but if you feel that, trust what you feel. Because again, you're learning. Now, it doesn't mean this can't come into union, but the Knight of Pentacles, to me, means whatever's coming in, I want it because it's from my guardian angel. And then again, the magician mirroring that. So it's like, can I manifest? The answer is yes, but I can manifest light and dark, by the way. And we have to know that. But with the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Wands above the Knight of Pentacles. Remember, the Knight of Pentacles is a slow-moving knight. Could certainly be your Capricorn. But I do feel like it's guardian angel energy. Let's just say also. But, so the slowest moving night, but I come in the right time. And that I can trust in. I feel like conversation also. Conversation is a big thing between you. Like if there's a lack of conversation, I can't see you being satisfied in it. If there's open communication, then I see satisfaction. But if there's not, I feel that it would, I don't know, what's the word I want to use? Slow things down for you, let's just say. And I also feel with this ace, because this is a candle, right? The candle light illuminating the toxic witches over here, those who take more than they give. So it's going to illuminate that for you if that is the case with Capricorn. If it's not the case, then that's going to be illuminated too. But I feel like open communication is a must. I definitely feel like you're learning from each other. And it doesn't mean that Capricorn is your ultimate. Maybe, sometimes people come into our life just to activate our heart chakra, just to get us ready for really maybe the love of our life. All right, so I want to know, Capricorn, 3 cups, 4 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups again. I feel like you guys have the ability to have a good time together, no doubt. I feel like the question you want to ask, I forgot what your question was, Sophia, but, I'm just reading what's here. I feel like the main thing you want, what's one of the main things maybe you're learning? I feel like how to get grounded. Interesting. I love that she's holding tarot cards in her hands. It's like she's asking those questions that you're asking. And it is of emotional nature. That would be why the Queen is showing, the Queen of Cups. Do I give you my cup or do I not? This may say take things slow also, because the Knight of Pentacles would, again, slow moving. Take it as slow as you need to take it. But I definitely feel also, Sophia, trust your intuition. Trust your own intuition, whether, again, if something is toxic, believe it to be toxic. And if it's not, like, sometimes we can just think that, and that's previous energy. So that's what I'm picking up. I hope that helps give you a little bit more clarity. I'm trying to keep my desk neat today. Okay. I think it's Simone Smith. So you're a Pisces, he's a Leo, and he's older than me. Is he a soulmate, twin flame, or karmic love? Should I run or go for it? Been seeing 1111 randomly recent. Make a wish. Every time you see that, write to your guides, make a wish, or to God. All right, so anyway, he's a Leo, you're a Pisces. He's older than me. Okay. Could use the light seers. Simone Smith, just so everybody knows. Not everybody, so Simone knows. Should I stay or should I go? Should she stay or should she go? All right. For Simone, he's a Leo. Simone's a Pisces. We have the Four of Swords. We have the Chariot. We have Justice. We have the Fool. You know, it's interesting that the Fool and the Four of Swords are mirroring each other. Whoa, Ten of Pentacles, look at that. So that definitely feels like potential. Doesn't guarantee us potential, but it definitely looks like potential. Ten of Pentacles to me is a house of loyalty. It's a house of abundance. It's really where we don't need, like what we need, we have, and what we don't need, we give, right? So if I make more money than I need, then I give, right? I help. And I feel like that's very healing for you. Like as you help people, I feel that's very healing. So that's first and foremost. Now, I feel like whatever this healing energy is talking about, and her heart is outside of her body, so it's probably the heart. Justice, I feel like, is representing balance. And I feel like it's saying balance between the two of you. I'm not gonna lie, I do think Leo and Pisces can be, because when I think of Leo, I think of, and listen, I have a lot of Leos that I love, but they do want the light on them, right? They want that spotlight on them, where Pisces is more, giving and loving and, wants to give emotionally. I don't feel Pisces has a hard time once they fall for someone of giving words of endearment, where Leo could be a little bit of the opposite. Doesn't mean that you don't feel it. What I do love here also is under the Four of Swords. So, like working on oneself. And working on oneself, I feel like the most important thing we can do is let the past be the past. Gain the wisdom from it. When you see nines, think of reflection, but it's the final reflection, right? I'm reflecting back just so I can extract the wisdom, so I don't have to repeat whatever it is, if it wasn't good. And then moving forward, just as the Fool does, allowing oneself to have a new beginning. I also feel like this is the energy where maybe going slow. The Empress under the Chariot. So, okay, well, I feel like you're ready. Card went overboard. The Hermit. Your wisdom. Hello, lovers. Well. So we have the Lovers manifesting. Maybe, because I said it. But we have the Lovers mirroring the Ten of Pentacles with the Fool right above it. You know what I feel? I feel like this may be one of those relationships where it really is meant to go slow. And why would that be? Well, because first of all, if there's anything of a negative nature, I feel like it will come to light. And I feel like you, as the Empress, because I definitely feel you are the Empress, let's say things don't turn out in your favor. Don't get hung up on that. You know what I mean? Because no matter what, I feel like you have love. There's love, whether it's Capricorn or it's someone else. But it is completely connected. I mean, I love the Fool with the Lovers, mirrored by the 10 of Pentacles, and then the Four of Swords, that healing, the Chariot, unlimited potential. But two cards to speak about balance. Balance is so important within a relationship. Doesn't mean we're always balanced, but I want to make sure, like, if things get unbalanced, that I don't have a runner on my hands. But it's you who's saying, should I run for the hills? This is what I feel. I do feel like this is special. I do feel like you're meant to be in each other's lives. I do feel that there is great potential here, but there's also free will. And I feel like the energy of the hermit is so important because, I need to have this spiritual clarity. Maybe just to let myself enjoy the present moment, whether it even works out or not. I just want to take one more over here. 7 of Wands. Let's go on the opposite end. 5 of Swords. So, I don't know if you guys argue. I don't know if you yourself have dealt with some, I do know. I feel like you have dealt with some difficult energy, let's just say in your past love life. And I do feel like it's important that you don't bring the pain of it, into your present and future. And that's why the Four of Swords is allowing that, right? I'm healing that. Doesn't mean I'm completely healed. I feel like to expect to be completely healed, though sometimes somebody comes into our life and it's like, that sadness we had for them, all of a sudden it's like, well, wait a minute. Here's the Lovers. Like, I'll take you. And the Hermit's illuminating the Lovers. So I do feel like you're meant to be in each other's life. I do feel like, it's at this time. I do feel like you have the power to help heal each other. I do feel like there's great potential. But I do feel like balance is the name of the game here. Balance is the name of the game. And then the potential from there. I would say don't run for the hills just yet. You know what I mean? Like, give it a little bit more time. And both have to be balanced, really, for this to work in your favor, let's say. And if you find that, like, if you two can both find that, and I feel like it's inner balance, then I feel like it's got great potential. But let's say for some reason, let that go by. Let's say for some reason you do have to run to the hills. Well, then there's someone else. That's what your guides want you to know. But I think I would give this just a little bit of time and allow them to truly I feel like people reveal to us who they are within time. Okay, I'm gonna let that be. It's like I want to give you all personal readings. And then I gotta remember that there's other people waiting. But I hope that helps, Sophia. I just want to go back and say hi to anybody I have missed. I turned the ads off this time, by the way. Victoria, if are you still here? If you're still here, I would like to read for you next. And I don't know if you have like a particular question, so I'm just going to give you like you, I'm a Virgo, life path 4, and at a personal year 4. Okay, here's your question. Would like to know if I will ever see a male Sagittarius again or a love reading. Okay, so I'm doing Victoria, who is a Virgo. So you want to know if you're ever going to see Sagittarius again, but we're also leaving it open to love, period. So both. I think I'm going to use the Gilded Tarot. Let's give it some shuffles. Let's give them a cut. I don't know why I'm cutting them. We already used this deck. All right, Victoria. She going to see Sagittarius again with the Hermit. Well, there you are, my dear. Let's see what you're illuminating. The Moon. The Wheel. Interesting, 2 circles. The Moon, it is a card of Pisces. It is the ruler of Cancer, but it also talks about uncertainty. Can be dreamy type energy. Then you have the Wheel, your destiny. I feel like, you're showing as the Hermit, which you are a Virgo, but I feel like what your lantern is illuminating is the Moon. Interesting, we just had a full moon in Virgo, by the way, in Pisces energy. Well, there it is, right there. Right there. The full moon in Virgo under Pisces energy. It's right there. King of Wands. Look at that. That's definitely your Sagittarius, but let's see. Interesting that, the king and you are mirroring each other. I definitely feel like you're meant to meet Sagittarius. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely feel like, whenever the period was, I feel like the two of you are meant. You're meant to know each other, the star. So it makes me feel like that's what you would like. You would like to see Sagittarius again. Hello, Ace of Swords. Potential communication. Well, come on, Ace of Cups. 2 aces back to back. Queen of Cups right under the King of Wands. And with that comes the 7 of Wands. That may be why it isn't the two of you aren't now, let's just say. I do have a feeling you're going to hear from Sagittarius. But let me say another thing also, Victoria, because I feel like with the Ace of Cups here, that's underneath your wheel, so your destiny. That tells me that, you are going to fall in love. And even if you're with someone right now, I don't feel like there's love for some reason. but I do feel like you are going to fall in love. Now, could it potentially be Sagittarius? Well, it's kind of showing that way. And how would it come together? Well, I feel like it would be communication, some type of communication. Don't be afraid of reaching out, by the way. Like, maybe, how do I say, like going onto someone's Facebook page and just, putting a nice comment, just something that puts someone like, oh, there's Victoria. Now I'm not saying you have to reach out, but I do feel like potentially Sagittarius is going to reach out. I can't really tell you when. I feel like that's what the moon is saying. It is uncertain. Why would that be? Well, because everybody's got their own free will. But I also feel like, as love goes, this is saying that you do have the Ace of Cups that's sitting right upon your wheel. So no matter who it is, and it's interesting, it's going through the moon cycles. And again, we have the full moon in Virgo in Pisces energy. Wow. Hello. The star, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. I want to take one more, the Chariot. So I just want to look at that king a little bit more. And now I have the Chariot over him. So, to me, that means, again, the Chariot to me means unlimited potential, but it can only run if it's balanced. In other words, like think of the Chariot as a car. If the tires are all flat, then it's not going to go very far. But if I pump the tires up, then it can go as far as I want it to go. I feel like it kind of feels like there was some type of fighting, let's just say back in the day. Take one more over here, the Hangman. All right, so Victoria, what I feel is there is a potential. Let's just say a potential Sagittarius that, yeah, you may speak to Sagittarius again. I feel like what your reading wants you to know more, though, is that there is love that sits upon your wheel, and the Hangman is kind of like a pause in the action, right? But eventually, the Chariot is going to move you into, really unlimited type of energy. But for some reason, I don't know that Sagittarius is the one. Now, was one, but I don't know. I'm not feeling like this Ace of Cups belongs to Sagittarius. I feel like this Ace of Cups is yours, and then who's ever meant to be on that wheel. Now, again, I feel like Sag was meant to be on that wheel for a period of time. And I guess I feel like if in your heart of hearts you really want to hear from Sag again, it may take you reaching out. And we have to remember that we gotta stop being fearful of reaching out to someone we're interested in, because the way I look at it is if somebody shuts me down, well, at least now I know and I can move on, right? Because you have the ace no matter what. But maybe they respond in a very loving way. You just never know. So I feel like, we have to be willing to take chances. And I also feel that, because I feel like you'll be okay either way. One more. 10 of Swords. Okay. All right. The one thing you don't want to do, though, is have a repeat pattern. So if this is something that, maybe you're going through something where there is a repeat pattern, you want to know that, it's like if I keep going back to the same type of energy, the type of energy keeps putting swords in my back. Will they put more swords in my back? Well, yes, they will, unless they have learned, unless they have cleared that energy. And I also feel, the Ten of Swords and then the Seven of Wands here, like I do not want to take that energy. That's not what I want. I want true love. So that sits upon your will. And I know that Four of Swords or that Ten of Swords, that's what the Hermit is here for. It's the reflection over that. So just know what I want, why I want it, and is it good for me? And if it is good for me, and let's say he doesn't reach out right away, then I would reach out. And I'm not bold. I'm a Virgo, so I'm not like normally the first person who would reach out, but I do feel that for you. Like, and listen, maybe it's either to completely end something, like get it off of your heart, or, well, I feel like whatever happens, happens. But again, I just feel like the reading here today, I feel like is to comfort you as it relates to love. Like if I think that I can, like I'm not going to have unconditional love in my life, well, it's saying that it's already built upon your destiny. And sometimes, I hate to say this, but it's not till later in life. But I feel like if it's not till later in life, that means there's important things that you had to do, that your soul wanted to do. Let me put it that way, on this earthly plane. All right. I hope that helped, Victoria. Oops. Okay, I'm going to jump down to Laura Lee. Laura Lee. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, there's my daughter. Hi, Jen. So Jennifer will, for those who would like, and you can get a reading from both of us. But she is willing to do like pull a few cards for anyone, while you're like, you'll say you're waiting for me, because I'm so slow. She'll definitely pull some cards for a donation. And again, if you choose to go that direction, either use my PayPal so that I can give her, immediately give her whatever funds there are, or her whatever app she wants to use. So anyways, glad you're here, Jen. All right, Laura Lee. So general guidance. You got it, my dear. I feel like using the Good Tarot. General guidance for Laura Lee. By the way, I invited my daughter in to help answer your questions, because like many of us, we're all suffering a little financially. And I don't know, I love how she reads. Like she thinks that people won't like her because they'll like me better, but I have to tell you, I feel like I just feel like she's a great reader. Okay, Laura Lee. Laura Lee. Okay. So, Laura Lee, what can we know today? It's a message from her guides, please. High Priestess, your intuition. The Six of Pentacles. First and foremost, I'm getting this message of, I feel like you have, either you're learning or you have learned who to give your energy to and who not to give your energy to. Sorry, I had to relight a cigarette. Sometimes I don't know why in lives I feel like I always have to have a cigarette. Energy. Okay. Laura Lee, this might be one of your soul's lessons really is to learn, like, who deserves my energy and who doesn't deserve my energy. But I do feel like that's something you have learned or you're learning with the Eight of Swords. Okay. I feel like also, as you're learning this, don't create these self-created prisons through the Eight of Swords. Like, this is where I'm trying to protect my energy. But really what I'm doing is kind of blocking my opportunities. I feel like, if there is energy of the past where you were more the giver and someone else was the taker, understand that, that wasn't balanced and that wasn't balanced for you. So that means it wasn't right for you. But don't create these prisons because of that. And I feel like, why am I saying all this? Because I feel like your guides want you to know how special you are, and whoever you're with. And listen, it doesn't even have to be romantically, just in your life, whoever you're with, and whoever you're around, whoever you claim as your friends, and that, even family, like if they if they're not compassionate, empathetic, then I feel like they're not for you. Okay, let's keep going now. Why am I saying all that? More clarity. Queen of Cups. It's your heart. It's your heart. I get this feeling like, why can't everyone just be loving? Like, why do there have to be takers out there? Why can't we all just get along type of energy? But I feel like that's what you're learning. We have the Three of Wands, optimistic view of your present and your future. Not the Eight of Swords. We got to uncreate that. And the only one who can uncreate that is the one who's created it. Now, I do feel like it's due to past experiences, but this is not protection. We think it's protecting us, but really, I feel like what it's doing is blocking. So instead, I feel like, there may be some people you had to have let go of. And maybe that, like, tore you up a little bit. But I feel like you were doing exactly what you needed to do. Or let's say someone, if this is speaking of love at all, and someone was like, gimme, gimme, gimme. And even if I love them, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Nine of Swords. Unnecessary worry. But I do want to point out to you how the Eight of Swords now turned into the Nine of Swords. And look at this, another 8. 88 connected. 88, 8 of Cups. So this is clearing of your emotional house so that you can start to really enjoy all that's meant for you. We have many blessings that we do need to be prepared for. You know what I mean? Like, again, Eight of Swords, I'm blocking. I'm not trusting my energy. And that's really what we got to learn to do, is trust our own energy. That's why your intuition is first and foremost. And then the Three of Wands under that, it's saying stay positive about your present and future. Also, it's a reminder that your intentions are the seeds that will predict your tomorrow and your future. Okay. And then we have Temptation. Card of Capricorn. And it could be. But I feel like this is you kind of clearing energy. Like, I feel like you're clearing, like, I just want to say lower type energy. And how do I mean that? I mean, we all have light and dark in us. We all have male and or masculine and feminine energy in us. And it's up to me to find that balance within myself, no matter what anybody else says. So I feel like it's learning really truly to love yourself again and allow what wants to find you to find you. I feel like one of the lessons again that you have learned is not to give your energy away to those who don't deserve it. And don't build up walls of protection. Trust your energy, trust your guides, but mainly trust yourself. You know, that first instinct. That's where the red flag will be if it's no good, if something is not right. There will be a red flag, but then we can overthink it. And that's to me with the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords, especially the Nine of Swords, overthinking it. It speaks about unnecessary worry. So I feel like what it's saying is what's ever coming forward for you, don't block it. Give it a chance. Even if you move slowly, I feel like that's the theme today. Like, we don't need to rush anything. And I feel like wherever you put your intentions is what you're going to grow. So really think about that. Wherever you put your intentions is what you're going to grow. Now, that can also mean I can manifest more fear. And I don't want to do that. That's why we got to uncreate that prison. And then I feel like you're free. And then you just feel free. Okay. I'm going to let that be. I hope that helped. Let me be free. Free, free. Victoria, thank you so much for the reading. My phone started to act up and went on. Let me respond by hitting the loves or send any comments, but I did listen to the entire reading before rebooting my phone. No problem, my dear. I mean, I have to keep my phone plugged in or it does nothing. Okay. Simone, you lost your mom. Oh, I'm so sorry, my dear. December 8th. Sudden heart attack. Okay. I think really what I would love to see is any messages from your mom and any other spirit guides, but mainly from your mom. Now, I do want to say that what I have learned, and it's just my knowledge, doesn't always make it true, but this is what I know. At least I feel like I know what I know what I know. You know what I mean? I feel like when someone crosses over, it does take a moment before we really start receiving messages. And why? Because I feel like there's things that they need to do, like they need to go through their life review. Sometimes they need to be surrounded in love for a while, whatever it may be. And then you start seeing messages. I feel like I'm going to use the Angel Tarot for you. Well, I don't know why I decided to do it this way. Some of these cards, the cardstock is so thick that I just can't shuffle them the regular way. So we shall do this way. All right, Simone. And Simone's mom. If you can come through. There is a particular card that I'm looking for. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Because I don't want it to influence you. So, but I want you to know that. So, a particular card that I am looking for. We have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the King of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords. Look at that. I'm wondering if your dad passed. First and foremost, whether your dad passed or not, I feel like your mom is back with like family. Like we're back together. And then we have the Chariot. Wow. I do feel the suddenness through the Chariot. You know, like sudden. But I also want to say, like, look who's driving the Chariot. It's an angel. It's like your mom's angel picked her up, so to speak. Like, came in, picked her up, and took her to heaven. Six of Swords. I like that also because I feel like any elements or anything in this physical world, in this earthly plane that worked against me is now gone. It's interesting how we have two cards of movement, both being driven by angels. And I definitely feel like your mom is, well, with your family. Not just her family, your family. Queen of Cups under that King. That could certainly be you. That tells me the chances are you are tied to that King. The Lovers. And then the Five of Wands. Okay. I do feel like your mom's able to send you signs now. And one of the signs is that anything in this earthly plane that, again, affected her in a negative way, it's gone. It's cleared. I feel like your mom is back with someone very special. You know, like we're back together. I also feel like there's no way that your mom and your guides are going to forget about you. So don't worry about that. And, you know, and I also want to say that sometimes, I mean, I know you loved your mom dearly. But I also want to let you know that sometimes those in spirit can help us greatly. And sometimes help us more in spirit than they did on earth. Now, I don't feel that about your mom, but I feel like I needed to say that for certain people that may also be listening. I just want to pull one or two more. The Devil. Now, that's a card of Capricorn. The Ten of Pentacles. Interesting. From the Nine of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. Independent and then coupled. Interesting because, you know, a lot of times I feel like our guides help us find love. And not, you know, I say find love, but I feel like if that's the case, this person's already on our wheel. But I feel like, your guide right now is more about your financial world. And I feel like if you have any worries about that, I don't feel like you need to worry as long as you're willing to do whatever, what you need to do. I just get this feeling that, how do I say this? Yes, we're not together in the physical plane anymore, but that does not mean we're not together. Like that does not, and I'm wagging my finger. I don't know if your mom used to do that. It does not mean we're not, that I'm not with you. I feel like your mom probably was dealing with some elements before the heart attack, even though it was sudden. I feel like there was probably a problem with the heart before that. Like she dealt with high blood pressure or what have you. That's gone. So all those things are gone. And it's replaced with love, by the way, just so everybody knows that. And then I just feel like she is just with someone that she had deep love for. Let's just put it that way. And I do feel like it's in a romantic sense. Now, I also feel like she's with family. Don't get me wrong. But I also feel like there is someone like special who probably lived on Earth with her at the same time. I hope that helped, my dear. Jen, thank you, Mom. You're very welcome. I hope people take advantage of it, of your talents. Looks like $5,000. I know it's not. CRC. I'm trying to think what denomination that is. Zentinent. Oh, I don't see a question now. So let me just say real quick. So if you donate and you have a question, try to put your question with your donation. It's not a major deal if you don't. But I don't know if it's just a thank you or like you have an actual question. So I'm going to look. There it is. Okay. I found your question. What can I do to unblock my path? What can you do to unblock your path? I feel like that calls for the Tarot of Dreams. Hang on one second. And I just want to say real quick, yes, Jenny is my daughter. So yes, I love her dearly. But I do want you to check out her channel. I just have a feeling you guys are going to love how she reads. So Jenny Love Tarot. She also goes live, and she does a contest every Friday where you can a chance to get a free personal reading. Just advertising for you, Jen. All right. Sentiment. I know I'm saying that wrong. What can you do to unblock your path? Look how the cards are sticking. Makes me feel like, yeah, you are blocked. So one more time. Give him a good shuffle. Love it. The Empress. I feel first and foremost, it's recognizing how far you have come. When you think of the Empress, she's been through it all. She's been through all the queens, everything that all the queens have been through. The Queen Pentacles, Cups, Wands, Swords. And she has extracted the wisdom from all those experiences. Some were easy, some were difficult. But the Empress is someone who keeps her heart open anyway. how can she do that? Because she's clarified her past. Because she's put her past where it needs to be in the past. Doesn't mean that, certain things can't like continue, but the things that aren't meant to be, she now knows that. I feel like this is saying you need like really learn to trust your own energy. The Empress is loving, nurturing, but very powerful and strong. The mother figure, I feel like take your own advice also. I feel like that's coming from your guides. That tells me that you have that wisdom, but now you need to listen to your wisdom to unblock yourself. That's all. Well, no, that's not all. Always. We have the Six of Wands. We have the Four of Pentacles. I feel like the more grounded you are, I feel like the better you are. The better you feel, I should say. The more you trust yourself. Let's not forget how creative this Empress is. So I feel like if this is about building anything, what shows next to it? The energy of being victorious. The energy where others really look up to you because of actions you've taken. I feel like you should be proud of yourself because I do feel like you've been through it. But I absolutely see you coming out the other side of it too. All right, we got a lot, but we're going to take them. Queen of Pentacles looking right back. Six of Pentacles. Wow. King of Swords. Four of Swords. Look at that. Two fours together. 44. Ace of Wands. What you gonna do? Nine of Swords. There's where you're stuck. Worry. Unnecessary worry. You might be overthinking. One thing we got to learn about our own thoughts is they're not always truthful. We can make up lies to ourselves. I think of someone in particular, like in the United States, is running for president who just believes one's own lies. So, I want to be really honest with myself. And I feel like what you want to do is like ask yourself, am I overthinking? Hello, Ten of Pentacles. And then the Five of Cups. Okay. So it makes me feel like your focus is still on the past for some reason. Now, the Five of Cups would represent loss, right? What I have lost. But the Five of Cups has a very specific message with it. And any five wants you to examine it and then consider changing it. So what does this five want? This five is about where my focus is at. And my focus is on what I have lost. And maybe you're fearful of losing. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to give myself. And I don't mean just in love, but you know what I mean? Like, because I feel like you did have to deal with something. But ultimately, I feel like you're better because of it. You're better because of it. Your focus on what you have lost feels like what is creating this Nine of Swords. And I feel like there's a need to really trust yourself and trust yourself in especially what you do in the world, like your voice and your experiences. I feel like the Empress is the Empress because she's the one who will give birth to these ideas the Spirit sends. She's the one who's going to create, right? But she knows the right timing. I think of the mother figure, right? You're carrying a child. I don't want to have that child before the 9 months, right? I want that child to be fully developed. Now, I don't know why I'm bringing that up, but I just feel that. So I feel like if I can change my focus and not overthink, allow yourself to heal, but then don't, I feel like, but then because this Ace of Wands is here, which means something's going to show up and it's going to take your action, but it's desirable. So don't block that. And that's probably why you're here today, so that you can be ready for what wants to come. And you have the 10 of Pentacles right here. You know, part of this may be a little fear of like, is someone going to be like, maybe I dealt with unloyal people. And I certainly don't want that again. Even more reason why you need to trust your own energy. No one is going to get through the Empress's energetic field without her knowing it. If anybody comes towards her, once she's cleared and understands the past, remember that is now her power. The red flags, again, will be plentiful, but we can second guess it. And I feel like that's what the Nine of Swords is saying. Be careful you're not second guessing or overthinking the potentials that's coming your way. And I feel like, you know, celebrating yourself, because I feel like other people definitely want to celebrate you or will want to celebrate you, whatever you're doing here. I feel like you're such a compassionate person that sometimes it feels like it may work against you. But that's not really the truth. I just feel like, you know, I felt this in an earlier reading, you know, those who, again, are against me, they got to go. So I feel like your reading is really talking about the power of who you are and being, you know, it's like you are exactly who you are because of your experiences, and you're exactly where you're meant to be at this moment. Now, there is this ace. So this ace is coming, and you do have to grab that ace. So that's why I feel like I just got to look at where my focus is at, make sure I'm not overthinking or worrying about things that I don't need to worry about, unnecessary worry. That is the meaning of the Nine of Cups or the Nine of Swords. And listen, sometimes things didn't work out, I feel like, in your life because, you know, I feel like the last person where you may be the type of person who easily gives, but you may have come across people who are the opposite, but maybe you were meant to. Maybe you were meant to. Okay, we'll let that be. All right. Oh, so I'm sorry. I was just reading a couple of Jen's. So Jen said that she could answer your questions in chat, or she can video and email to you. So that's for whoever. And by the way, you can use both of us. All right. Anyway, let's go back. All right, D. Hi, will my twin move here to Rhode Island from Atlanta to be with me? Never met in person, but friends for 17 years. Wow, D. Will he be attracted to me? Well, if he's your twin flame, then looks really have nothing to do with it. And I know that's hard to believe, but it is the truth. Like, and that's, you know, Jennifer can tell you this. Like I always told her, don't look for the best looking person. Like sometimes those, you know, And what am I trying to say? That sometimes those who aren't the best looking don't get the opportunity that they deserve. Now, I'm not saying you're not good looking, D. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is I don't feel a twin that would be like, of course it could be like initially, but then afterwards, like pretty quickly, if you come together, and we're going to do the cards from that, then don't worry about that. You know, it's funny, Dee, because before I moved here, one of the reasons why it took me so long to move here is because I'm the type of girl who, or woman, who doesn't really like to wear makeup. I don't really fix my hair, so to speak. You know what I mean? And I was worried, like, okay, I'm going to move in with Sam and he's going to want me to wear makeup and do my hair up and I got to look good, you know, and I should want to do all that, but it's just not who I am. So I worried about that and I worried, and year after year I worried. And then one day I was just like, the hell with it. And I moved in and I have not worn any makeup. Well, I shouldn't say never, but I don't wear makeup at home at all. And he loves me just the same. Okay. What should I use, D? Let's use the Psychic Tarot. D, where did you go? D, you met on MySpace. Wow, that was a long time ago. That's why Jen said, wow. But I want to make sure I have your comment. Okay, so you're in Twin Flame. You're from Rhode Island. I think you know Jen's in Rhode Island. She's in Narragansett. I don't know if I should announce that, but I trust you. I trust everyone here. And I moved from Rhode Island in, well, we're coming up on our 4th year anniversary. So March 8th, I moved here from Rhode Island. And we lived all over Rhode Island. We started up in Smithfield. And I was like, no, I want to live by the water. All right, so D, you're in Rhode Island. He's in Atlanta. You've known each other for 17 years. Turn these around. We have the 4 of Swords. Memories of love. Right off the bat, it makes me feel like that worry you have over how he's going to, is it, you know, what was your wording? Is he going to find you attractive? Or will he be attracted? Will he be attracted to me? And vice versa. I feel like immediately it's trying to eliminate that worry from your mind. And I say that because I feel like the memories of love, it's speaking about, it's speaking about like the good, what do I want to say? It's funny how my mind is just like, it just feels like it's not about how you guys look. It's more about what you have built over the years. Now, some people may say, okay, we've been talking for 17 years. Why haven't you come together? Well, Sam and I talked for 5 years before we came together. You know, each, like, all in its due time. I have a feeling that the two of you helped each other overcome different life experiences also. All right, we have the shadow. I always say the shadow. It must have been a TV show called The Shadow. That's the moon. We have the tower. Now, don't freak out because the tower is mirrored by the 4 of Swords. So to me, it just means the ability to heal any previous towers. Positive movement forward. lost your comment again. In the 8 of Swords, or I'm sorry, in positive movement forward, we do have movement. Someone is in a ship or in their boat, and they're heading right towards the sun. It is about a new beginning, a number 8. We're in a universal year 8. So at this moment, it's all looking very good. Look at this. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, why is this important? Because the Ace of Pentacles means it's something that's coming into your physical world. It's coming into your physical world. I feel the potential. Now, I have to say potential because, people have free will. And we really can't control another's free will, nor would it do us any good to try, right? Their free will is their free will. Our free will is our free will. But that aside, I feel like first, don't worry about whether you'll be attracted to each other. I feel like I feel like you will be. But I feel like it's so much beyond that. Second, your question is, will he be coming in this year? Within an 8 shows, universal year 8. I feel like, first of all, I keep saying first of all, I definitely feel like the two of you, through your conversations, have helped heal each other. Whether you recognize that or not, I do feel like you do. But again, this ace represents what's coming into the physical world, and it's coming this year. I want to take one more in that, though. Or whatever wants to come out, the Empress. That's you. That's your natural energy. And being proud of that. We have patience and planning. Well, that's what you've been doing. The patience and potentially the planning. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles, independent success. This person's hands are wide open, like letting the universe know that I'm open. They also feel humbled. And I also like the progression, 7, 8 to the 9. Patience, yes. But then it's mirrored over here by positive movement forward. And, again, I feel like there may be some people in the comment section might be like, what, 17 years? But listen, I feel like that's the way it was meant to be. And I feel like because you truly helped heal past experiences for each other. And I have a feeling you have similar experiences also. I feel like as the Empress, you're going to be able to handle this. Like, I almost feel not worried about you. I understand the fear, but I feel like that'll go away very quickly. So as it looks, D, it looks like yes. And it looks like the patience was not without purpose. And now it looks like the potential of movement for this year. I mean, not only do we have the 8, which represents this year, then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So something or someone coming into your physical world. Ready or not, here I come. You can't run. All right, D. I found that kind of beautiful, though I know some people are like, well, that wasn't, Have your spiritual ears on. everybody. You know what I mean? Mizrak. I'm so sorry about names, guys. I'm so bad. Okay, a general reading, please. Misrak. Oh, where'd you go? Okay, there you are. Just a general read, not just a general read. We use the Cozy Witch. It's turning out to be one of my favorite decks. Hi, Christy. You're welcome, Dee. Nope, Ms. Rec, you didn't miss your turn. I'm doing your reading right now. It's interesting. I don't mean to cut the cards, but then I do. Look, I loved how that just floated out for you. Well, the Tower. But it's the first card. What's it say? Get ready. Things are about to be shaken up. Doesn't have to be a bad thing, though. You know, I get this feeling like through my experiences, through my lifetime, when a tower shows, I don't look at it now as always a negative thing. I look at it as sometimes it's divine moving me in place, moving me into the next chapter, let's say. And that's really what the towers are for. You know, sometimes the towers show because we ourselves are like fearful of making a change, and then we have no choice but to make a change because the tower shows. But then we look back and we're like, oh my God, thank God that tower showed. Now, you have the Lovers. Card of Gemini, by the way. The meaning is ahead of a hard decision. But I also feel it's a very special connection. I mean, it's like they can't keep their hands off each other, which is a good thing. There's stars all around them. It's like not just one person's dream, but also the other person's dream. Interesting. I love that. We have the Queen of Wands. Replace your self-doubt with self-confidence. And then we have the King of Cups. Interesting. Did we not see these two people? The same two people? But they were in the opposite position than they are right now. Okay. So what I feel, and I do want to take a couple cards right below that. The Six of Cups. Nice. The Four of Wands. And then the Seven of Cups. Okay. I feel like there is a choice coming your way. You know, I don't know if you're looking for love, if you have love, but this is what I feel. I feel like there's someone very special on your path. And I feel like, you know, it is that energy of where, thank God for that tower, because it seems to be moving you into quite a beautiful type energy. Now, if this is speaking of love, it could be someone you know with the Six of Cups there. But then it moves into the Four of Wands, which is the marriage card, commitment. And everybody in that energy wants to be there. There's no doubt. And maybe that's why the Queen of Wands, I feel like that may be part of the message for a lot of us, like replacing our self-doubt with self-confidence. Well, how can I do that? Because if I've reflected upon these towers again and I've extracted the wisdom, then I'm not fearful of the towers anymore. It doesn't mean I want them, but if they happen, then I know that perhaps divine is moving me to a better place, which was one of Mother Mary's or Archangel Raphael, I believe, messages in the very beginning of the reading. I would advise everyone to, I'll have chat replay on to at least go back and listen to. I did Mother Mary with Archangel Raphael for the collective. But anyways, it's like it feels like you have a decision coming up regarding love, but it doesn't feel like any old type of love. This is about committing to someone committing to you, potentially for the rest of your life. Let me just take one right after that 7, the 2 swords, fear. One more, because I don't want to leave it on there. The 3 of swords. Okay. So there would be my worry. There would be where I could potentially block this. But it has to do, like this worry, this previous heartache, it is from these towers or a tower. But I don't feel like this is speaking about something that will turn into a tower. Quite the opposite. I do feel like if you're trying to make a decision over something, try not to use your fear-based mind, which many of us do. You know what I mean? It's just kind of natural, like if we've been hurt before. But then again, we don't want to put that energy on who's next, because who knows? Maybe, well, this person feels very loving. And I feel like the only issue would be you, whether you say yes or no. And I feel like the only reason you would say no would be your self-doubt. But if you can find your self-confidence, then I feel like you're saying yes. Now, does this have to be love? No, it doesn't have to be love. But this is you making a commitment to something or someone, and I do feel for the rest of your life. So don't let this fear of previous towers block what wants to be. Doesn't have to be. You decide. That is your free will. But everything I'm seeing feels like there is no reason why I would not go forward with this unless it's just my fear. Again, doesn't have to be love. But this is about making a commitment to something or someone. Again, I feel for the rest of your life. It feels very divine. And then the human mind comes into it, if that makes sense. Okay. I hope that helped. I hate that I keep my stupid phone plugged in at all times. A decision to be made. Oh, I was just reading Laura Lee. Love you and leave you all blessed. Be thankful for Sandy and her partner in crime, Jenny Love. Aw. Thank you, Laura Lee. Okay. Oh my gosh, I didn't see half you guys here. By the way, I turned off the ad so I don't have to keep getting out of my phone and back in. Okay, so sundry. Sundry, I believe. What does Tarot see about my finances? Will I be financially independent in the future? Sundry. It's almost like Sandry. What do we? I think we should still use. No. Luminous Tarot. So your finances. And will you be financially independent? Hopefully in the near future. But let's see. Let's see what Spirit has to say. For Sundry, Spirit guides, let me know about her money. We have the Hierophant. We have the Page of Wands, my risk taker. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. First of all, I feel like you are on a path of knowledge. To me, that's what the Page of Pentacles is. You know, I am building up my pentacles. And it is through my knowledge that I build up these pentacles. And I do feel like taking chances is your friend. You know, like, don't be afraid to take chances. You know, not all chances will work out. But I feel like when we reach a certain energy, first of all, I shouldn't have said that because I feel like it will work out. And I feel like that's what the Hierophant's representing, the light, your belief, believing in yourself, believing in your abilities. And remember, like, put those intentions out there that you want to be independently successful, financially successful, but independently. I know what you mean. We want the Nine of Pentacles is what we want. Look at this, 3 pages in a row. You know, I feel like, first of all, this page is saying, be willing to take chances, whatever that may mean. And that can mean just like new ideas, new avenues into what you're already doing. I feel like you've already learned so much. But I feel like you're on a path that's of continuous learning. And I feel like we're all really on a path of continuous learning. But I feel like as it deals with your finances. And then the Page of Swords, I feel like it's about learning how to use your voice. Like maybe that's what you've been doing. The importance of your voice, your truth, what's true for you. Empress, beautiful. I would always call the Empress successful. I just would. Queen of Cups, looking right back at the Empress. 7 of Swords under that Page of Pentacles. I don't know if you're in a field where you help others overcome issues or other people. You know, I often feel like the 7 of Wands can be like an attorney or, you know, someone who speaks up for those who maybe who for whatever reason can't speak up for themselves. Great energy also of healing. Like maybe you're just a natural healer, but you're learning more and more about that as you go along. We have the 4 of Cups, but then we have the Chariot. Okay, so let's look at this for a second, because the 4 of Cups can talk about discontentment and boredom in one's life. But truly what the message is in the 4 of Cups is about using your spiritual discernment on what? On an opportunity. Because in the 4 of Cups, this person is being handed a cup. And this cup is truly meant to fulfill them. But they have to make that decision. And I feel like that's why the Page of Wands is out. I got to be the risk taker. And then what follows that? The Chariot. Well, if I can pick it up. Unlimited potential. I'm going to go on the other side of that. The 3 of Swords. Okay. Well, it doesn't really make sense. The Ace of Swords. the Four of Wands, the Four of Swords. I don't know why. I'm just going right across, but it's just what I feel. And then the Queen of Swords. Wow. So a lot of swords in this line. But the first sword is the Three of Swords, healing over past heartache. Here is the healing right there, the Four of Swords. You know, I feel like you're a healer. And it doesn't mean that's what you have. Like, I have to, like, my title has to be that I am a healer. I feel it's just your natural energy. But I feel like if you're doing anything in that field, it just feels, you know, it's almost like I had to learn my own truth. And now that I have, now I can put that truth out in the universe. And I feel like the universe responds in kind. So you have cards here that I do feel like really speak of success. Interesting that this Queen is looking over at the Chariot. So that could represent around July, end of June type energy. I'm just thinking of Cancer. And I want to take just one more look at that, the Three of Wands. Okay, so keep your intent. You know, the Three of Wands to me is such an important card because it's where our intentions are at. If I'm looking at my life with an optimistic view that I can have this success, then I feel like then you manifest that success. But I do have to believe in myself. This person is saying, I know my ships will come in when they're meant to come in. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy this present moment and the next. This is like not putting like how something must be, and instead going with the flow. To me, that means that your like signs will come, guidance, like, you know, right when you need something, lo and behold, it shows. But I do have to say, if you're in any type of business where you're helping others, boy, it just feels right. Okay. So I say yes to yourself. Know that you can be successful, because I feel like you have the knowledge it takes already. But you're still on a path of continuous learning, as we all are. All right. V-Scorp. Hi, my love. D, definitely helped heal each other. All right, V-Scorp, what's coming in for me this summer? This summer. I'm going to use the Universal Tarot. All right, that was a strange shuffle. One more. So for V-Scorp, what's coming in by summertime? Around summertime. You have Judgment, calling you to the present moment, saying about to be a rebirth. I don't know if you have to wait till the summer, because then you have the Eight of Wands, fast moving energy. So it's like, you know, your spiritual team is calling you to the present moment, meaning you'll receive signs, and then there's movement. Eight of Wands, it's a couple different things, or at least at my table, I guess. It does speak about new growth, new opportunities, but I also feel like it's your intention. It's like my intention's coming back. So whatever it is that I would like to see come towards me, first of all, I have to know that I'm ready for it. But it feels like because judgment is first, that you are. Now, we do have 8, which could represent the summer, represent the year, but it also represents fast moving energy. And there's a reason why your spirit guides want you in the present moment. We have the Death card. This card is Scorpio. Pretty sure you're Scorpio. But it's endings. It's closing of doors, but that means there's a new door opening. Now, these doors that we close, they don't have to be major. Well, I mean, we'll see what's next to it, but they don't have to be like something major. Sometimes it's closing the door to my self-doubt. But let's see. But you have 2 cards, whoa, to speak of rebirth, right? When I close the door to whatever spirits ask me to close the door to, I'm guaranteed another door will open, especially with your spiritual team leading this reading. And then, hello, Ace of Wands. Close one door, look what opens. The Ace of Wands. Look what's all over that wand. New growth. I want to say something new is coming in your life. Now, it could be, when I say new, it doesn't mean like I don't know of it. If it's a person, I don't know of them. I could certainly know all of that. It could certainly be energy I've been working towards. It does feel like there is, I feel like the Death card could certainly be representing you, but I still feel it's also representing a closing of a door. Because your spiritual team, again, is calling you to the present moment. Well, now we know absolutely 100% there's a reason. It's because of the Ace of Wands. And I feel like not only because of the Ace of Wands, but I feel like your intentions, like the intentions you've been putting out there, I feel like they're being heard. And I feel like they're being answered. Now, they may not be answered exactly how you expect. But if that's the case, it's usually better. We have the 9 of Wands. We have the Devil, card of Capricorn. Hello, soulmates. I don't know if you're waiting for a soulmate this summer, but okay. So, we do have Scorpio and Capricorn connected here, but that doesn't have to mean anything. What I want to say though is I feel like if this is relating to love for you, it is a soulmate energy, whether it be love or, someone who helps me in my life in some way. I feel like why would your spiritual team say there's about to be a rebirth? Because you're ready for it. I feel like this 9 of Wands under the 8 of Wands is your reflection over your life. Like you've reflected over the good, the bad, the hard, the joyful, that, I've reflected over my life. And I feel like you've truly learned like what serves you and what does not serve you. And that's something to be very proud of. But I have to say, I feel like a soulmate is on its way. It's like, do I even want to follow that? Well, King of Wands. Maybe that's who's coming. King of Wands is looking right back at the soulmates. And he's got the Ace of Wands right above him. And he's holding his big old wand that also has new growth upon it. There's a lot of new growth. And there is one ending. And I say one ending, I should say it a different way. One door closing, but then another door opens. And maybe that's what your spiritual team is talking about. Like, the sooner I can close a door, the sooner another door opens. And in that door is that Ace of Wands again. And remember, we need to reach out for that ace. That ace is action, but it's desirable action. It's inspired action. And it is definitely inspired by your spiritual team. So, you have a soulmate coming. There's no other way to put it. I don't know. I just feel like there's no other way to put it. Like a soulmate type energy. And I feel like you would know if it's love. I kind of feel it. I get a feeling like you would know what the potential of it may be. Let me grab a drink real quick. Christy Anderson, a reading on career and relationship, please. Thank you. You're very welcome. Hi, Lydia. I just wanted to say hi. I see you. Just don't see anybody else. Alphonse. I'm probably saying that wrong. Hello. 34. Hello. You're very welcome, Sundry. 34. Yeah, I'm trying to do a mix of donations and free, but I definitely got to do the donations first. But I am doing a mix. I'm trying anyway. All right. Christy's like, well, you're just going to do my reading. All right. So Cancer or career and relationship. I'm going to use the Cozy Witch Tarot. And by the way, guys, those who, may be new in the room, I just want to tell you a couple different things. I announced the deck that I'm using for you, just so you know, like when you come back into a live, like next time, let's say, if there's a particular deck that you enjoy, certainly you can ask for it. And I also want to let everybody know that Jenny Love Tarot is my daughter. And she's taking questions kind of on the side in the comment section. And she wrote down that she can either email your question. I don't know if she said through a video or your answer, I should say. So that's another option. All right. So Christy, career and relationship. Christy Anderson. All right. 5 of Pentacles. Nothing is ever as hopeless as it seems. 5 of Pentacles usually means there was some type of tower energy behind it. And maybe I didn't have the luxury to like stop and just be sad. Like I had to keep moving. Could certainly talk about maybe a job that you lost. But I have a feeling if that's the case, it's because it's putting you on like a soul's path, on your soul's path. Because remember, 5 is change. 2 swords. It says, wake up. What is it that you truly want? Well, I know you don't want the 5 of Pentacles again. 5 of Pentacles is that energy of like feeling thrown out into the cold. We have the King of Wands. And then the cards went, wow. We have the Empress. Beautiful. You know, the Empress is mirroring the Five of Pentacles. So it makes me not even worry about it. It makes me think of whatever the Five of Pentacles, again, previous towers that you had, that you've overcome that. Doesn't mean that like I feel 100%. Maybe you do. But you have the Knight of Wands right before the Empress. So Knight of Wands is something that's coming into your world. It is fast moving. It's desirable. What does it say? Sometimes you have to be willing to bend the rules a little. So it may be something that is not of your norm, but it doesn't mean it won't be great. And then we have the Two of Wands. Your intentions. Your intentions are 9/10 of the law. You know, I love what it says right here. Your decisions decide your future here, nothing else. So we need to really think about that. Like our intentions are really the seeds that we're planting today and what will be our harvest in the fall. The two twos are kind of fighting each other. You know, this Two of Swords is kind of fear-based energy, but it's telling us why, because of the Five of Pentacles. But yet I feel like it's saying if I change my focus, I change my world. Then we have Justice. We have the Seven of Pentacles. I don't know why I keep starting the cards there. Three of Wands. I love that the Two of Wands is now mirroring the Three of Wands. Put yourself out there and you'll be rewarded one way or another. Coming under the Empress, by the way, 33. Most of you who are in the readings a lot know that we see 33 all the time. And I know some have a master number 33 for their life path. We have the Five of Cups. And then we have the King of Wands. You know, you may have cut ties with someone in the past, and I have a feeling it probably wasn't easy. And maybe you still miss someone. But I feel like, honestly, because you have the Five of Cups mirroring the Five of Pentacles, you know, where I feel like I was thrown out to the cold, but yet there's still elements of that energy that exists today. I don't feel like this is about energy that's coming back, because I feel like if it came back, I don't know. I don't know. And it's also interesting because I feel like, again, I have another person who I feel like where you either are or could be very good helping other people find balance within themselves, within their life, within their certain situations, maybe all areas. I do feel like you got to trust yourself, trust your abilities, even trust love, which isn't always easy to do. You know, another thing I want to say is you have the Seven of Pentacles here, and it's underneath the Knight of Wands. And I often feel the Seven of Pentacles is our seeds, souls of intention. Nurture what you have and see how it grows and grows. Met by the Three of Wands, an optimistic view. Interesting, we have the Knight of Wands here, who's saying, I'm coming in. I'm bringing something passionate towards you. And it can relate both to work and to love. Because then I get the feeling that someone's reaching out to you. You know, and I feel like that's why some of the difficult cards came first. All right, well, hello, reason to celebrate. And then the Hermit. First of all, card of Virgo. But what I love about this Hermit is if you look at the image, she's in, it feels like her bedroom, right? That she's decorated, and it's a place where she just feels good, you know, where I'm alone and the world, you know, I can be away from the world type of thing. She's got books all around her, and she's probably learned a lot from those books. But now she's using her pendulum to make a decision. And why is that? Because she's learned to trust her spirituality. She's learned to trust herself, her intuition. You know, I do feel like she's asking a yes or no question. I feel like I do feel like you have love coming in. And I feel like the more that you can look at your past with your wisdom or your spirituality, let's say, because don't forget, we're spiritual beings having human experiences, but we are spiritual. And when I can look at these hardships, let's say, through the spiritual lens, I start to understand that sometimes some things that maybe aren't so comfortable happen really to put me in a place where maybe my dreams can start coming true. I feel like if you're doing anything, you know, it's interesting. Like she is this plant shop. So I feel like for your money, like if it's almost like working for yourself, but you don't have to work for yourself. You could be working for someone else, but be like very wise about what you do. And it could be a new opportunities coming your way. It's interesting because I feel like you have two things. I feel like you have the potential of love, and I feel like you're ready. But then I also feel like something desirable is coming towards you for your finances. And more reason why you want to trust your intuition in taking chances, right? Because the two swords, I kind of block that. Like, I just want to go right up there. Page of Wands. Well, there you go. There is my risk taker. Taking chances. What to say? Just because you're passionate about it doesn't mean it will be effortless. So maybe that's just saying if you put the effort in, it's like if you build it, they will come. And then I feel like as a relationship goes, I feel like someone's going to reach out to you. I almost feel like I'm like maybe I meet someone online. I don't know. I don't know. Like, is that right? Potentially. Because I feel like I talk to someone before I actually meet them. Or maybe I meet them and then we get into phone conversations. You know what I mean? Like we get to know each other over the phone. Reminds me of Dee's reading in a way. You know, like that time, it reminds me of my own life. You know, like the 5 years between Sam and I coming into union was working through our issues or helping each other at the same time. But I feel like your reading is saying be willing to take chances on what wants to come forward for you and try not to let fear block anything. Again, it's the energy of the past is the past, gaining the wisdom from that. And once I've gained that wisdom, I swear any towers that come towards me, especially in the Empress's energy, good luck getting through if you're a negative. If you're of low energy, good luck getting through. It's not going to happen. I also feel like you have the ability to do your own business if you so choose. But I do feel like, even if you work for someone else, I feel like it's like you still work for yourself, or you will be. You know what I mean? Like, it's like how I can trust you. Like, say, like you're working for someone else and they leave, they know that they can put it in your hands. So I feel like the wisdom, um, and maybe a lot of it is coming spiritually. Keep your intentions high. Know that what seeds you're planting right this moment is what will be your harvest in the fall. I feel like your creativity feels like it's alive, and it feels like it's going to be more alive. So using that also. And then I feel like this Two Swords really shouldn't exist with the Empress here, because again, it's that energy of when I'm in the Empress's energy, which just means I've reflected upon my life. I've gained the wisdom of what some would call mistakes, but truly they were experiences. And I've learned from them, which the Empress has. And all of a sudden I'm being taken, like I feel like spiritually, like there's a spiritual element to all of this. So maybe that means like soulmate type energy as it relates to relationships. And maybe it's also speaking about, it's interesting because I brought out Archangel Raphael in the beginning of the reading. And one of the things he talked about was how he helps people who help heal other people. He helps the healer. And I don't know, I must be bringing that up for a reason. All right, I'm going to let that be. I hope that helped, Christy. Lydia. SGD. I always try to figure out where someone's through, but I don't know. SGD. So your career for the next few months. Oh, I just want to read Christy real quick. I love your reading, Sandy. You were spot on with me. You're a Scorpio rising and Sagittarius sun. Thank you, Christy. Lydia, so your career for the next 4 months. Anyone to be careful of? I think you mean a person. My God, I can't believe it's Cordial 6. I can't believe how fast the time goes when I'm doing readings. What do I want to use? I think for career, we should do the Tarot of Dreams. So, Lydia, your career for the next 4 months, or few months. And anyone to be careful of. I'm not 100% sure what you mean, but I'm sure your spirit guides are, so I'm comfortable with that. Hello, lovers. Card of Gemini. Head over heart decision. Could talk about love, but it also could talk about career, like a head over heart decision in your career. Do I follow my head or do I follow my heart? I'm just going to say, because all of a sudden it's making me remember something. And I feel like when I remember something, it's because Spirit wants me to speak about it. But I remember where I took a job, or no, I didn't take a job. I applied for 2 separate jobs, and one was working at the bank, and one was working at a gym, which really is my background. Um, but the bank offered me more money, but I'd be stuck behind a desk the whole time for 8 hours a day, and I just couldn't imagine that. But they did offer me more money, and they had a better package. Everything was better, and it was only like 5 minutes from my house. But then I got a call from a gym, and they offered me the job. They couldn't pay me as much. I mean, the pay was good, but it wasn't as much as the bank. But immediately I knew, you know what I mean? I felt like the gym called and kind of saved my life from having to. Now, those who work in a bank, I'm not saying it's a terrible job. It's just for me sitting behind a desk, which, well, in a way, I am sitting behind a desk, but I'm doing what I love. All right, you have the Fool. And I feel like that's why I'm saying all that. And I also feel like what I did is I followed my heart, and I didn't follow my head, because my head was like, well, this job pays more money. This job has a benefit package to it. You know what I mean? This job is 5 minutes from the house. But everything told me go the other direction, and that was where my heart lied. And lo and behold, I had a career for 25 years in the fitness arena, and I loved it. And now I love what I do here. All right, so we have Queen Cups. I feel like I definitely feel the energy of following your heart towards something. I feel like there's a new opportunity with the Fool, a new beginning, right? But let's think about the Fool, because again, the Fool doesn't want to carry the past into the future. With the 10 of Wands. Period of heavy responsibilities. I feel like you're looking for a change. We have the Knight of Wands. I'll take that. So I feel like that Fool is representing the end of the heaviness of the 10 of Wands. Hello, Palace of Pentacles. It's like, Lydia, I don't know if you're going to be offered a new job, a new position, but I feel like your money is going to be amplified. I love that the Palace of Pentacles is under the Fool. Now, it doesn't mean I live in the palace, but that is my goal. So the Fool says, believe in yourself, and the palace shall be yours. And then you have this Knight of Wands under the Lovers. You know, it's interesting how he says that anyone to be careful of. I don't have anything where, well, let's keep going. I have the High Priestess, your intuition. So let me say real quick, if there is anyone that you need to be careful of, your intuition is going to let you know. Pay attention to it. Again, red flags are like the theme of this of today's readings. You know, paying attention to those red flags. So I feel like, do I need to be aware, or anyone I need to be? Let me see how you wrote that again. To be careful of. I'm not picking that up yet, but I just want to say that you really need to trust within your own intuition. We have the Emperor. That's a good omen for your money. Hello, 2 palaces. I mean, come on. 3 of Wands, an optimistic view of your future. Knowing that your ships will arrive in their due time, as long as I'm willing to put the focus. You know, wherever I put my focus is what I'm going to grow. And my focus doesn't have to be on one thing. You know, like what I mean by that is I can focus on my career and love. But wherever my focus is at, that's what's going to grow. It's sitting over the Palace of Pentacles, which is your money, but it's sitting right next to the Palace of Wands, which is passionate type energy. All right, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and then we have the Death card. I almost feel like you're changing jobs, like something new is happening. And you know, I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles here, looking back at the Three of Wands, and with the High Priestess right above her, I think of her specialty, and her specialty is the ability to pick up those elements that other people tend to miss. You know what I mean? Like she can read between the lines. I feel like she's a great manager, business owner. And I also want to say, I kind of love that the Death card is now out because it's mirroring that Ten of Wands. So that tells me that that Ten of Wands can go. But maybe that's what the Lovers is speaking of, falling either your head or your heart. But because there's so much passion on the table, I feel like this is saying follow your heart. I mean, your money looks great. Even though we are starting kind of at the Fool's energy. And the Fool's saying, let's keep our intention positive. Let's plant only good seeds. So that when it's harvest time, well, look what's around it. Palace of Pentacles, the Palace of Wands. Can I manifest that? You absolutely can. And I love the Empress being mirrored by the Knight of Wands. So, you know, if you're thinking of business ownership or you're in business ownership, great omen for that. But if you, this could even talk about, you know, like a lifting of your vibration as your money goes. I don't feel anything about anyone you have to be aware of. I do feel like this Ten of Wands is talking about a period of time in your life when it wasn't easy. And, you know, because we have the Fool, I would say I just want to be careful that I understand what these 10 wands are because I don't want to repeat them. And therefore, I need to have clarity over them. But then I feel like you do get clarity over them because that's why the Death card is here. So, you know, allowing that to go, whatever that may mean for you. Why? Because I feel like if there's anything like of heaviness, I do feel like it will affect your money in a way. Why? Because I feel like that may be where my focus goes. And remember, your focus, your intentions, 9/10 of the law. Can I make it to these palaces? Absolutely. Do I maybe have to start at the beginning? Maybe. Should I follow my head or my heart? Everything is saying follow your heart. Of course, that is up to you. Use your own intuition on that. But I feel like your money is being lifted. I do feel like you've been dealing with something difficult as it relates to love. And that may be part of closing the door. That doesn't always mean I'm closing the door to someone, but I'm certainly closing the door to that. You know, if I take on all the weight, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. Close the door to it. Okay, I'm going to let that be. It's like I want to give each and every one of you like a full personal reading. But I know I can't, not in this setting. Of course, the more you come back, the more I feel like the more clarity you get. Ms. Rack, I'm 3 years behind you. Very close. Okay. Just make sure. Okay, so Lydia, I was just reading your comments. That's probably why the Fool's there. All right, I'm going to go back a little bit. 6 o'clock. I'm going to be on for maybe another 20 minutes. But today's Monday, so I was going to do it at 6 o'clock, but I couldn't. And now it's almost 6 o'clock. That's why I got to go soon. What was I going to say? Oh, I think Wednesday I might do around 6. And I'm doing that for the ones who, live in other countries who are not in the same time zone. Hi, Ariel. Thank you, my love. It's interesting. Hi, pretty girl. I don't know why I'm not getting notification. And I'm not sure if you're talking to Jen or to me. Pretty girl. Just want to let you know. Lydia, you're very welcome. Hi, my love. Ariel, do you want a question? Or do you want an answer? You don't want a question. Do you have a question? And I don't know if Jen's still in the room. My daughter. Oh, I see you up there. I just want to say, Dawn, I think you're going to love Jen. I could just see her. I don't know. I just feel like there's something where I feel like you're just going to love her. I don't know. All right. So, Ariel, so any guidance for your work? All right. Let's use the Gilded Tarot. Ariel, that's what movie am I thinking of? Frozen? Pretty girl, just let me know. Are you talking to me or are you talking to Jenny Love Tarot, who's my daughter, who's also on here? She's doing readings in the comment. So I just need to know. I haven't received any notification from PayPal. It doesn't mean that you didn't. I'm not saying you didn't. My energy with electronics, I don't know. Like, I definitely have an effect on them. All right, this is for Ariel. Guidance on her work. We have the King of Wands. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Queen of Cups. I'm hoping you're doing what you love. Now, when I say that, I think, well, I've had jobs that I really, really like, but it doesn't mean I always like going to work. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why I'm saying that, but I feel that. Um, but I do feel like, I'm just hoping that you're doing something that you enjoy. Three of Wands right in between these two people. Three of Wands speaks about the present moment, but also, it's like enjoying the present moment, but also knowing that my ships will arrive in their due time and that I trust. Now, how can I trust that? Well, it means I am putting my focus there. But I feel like that's what it's saying. Like your ships are coming in their due time. And due time to me just means the right time. Look at that. The Eight of Wands, fast moving energy. And you have card went overboard. But hello, Knight of Pentacles, one of my favorite cards. This means something's changing, but in a good way. The Knight of Pentacles is, I know you guys might get tired of me saying the same things all the time, but the Knight of Pentacles is a slow-moving knight, but it moves slow on purpose. It comes in at the right time, not before, not after. And I feel like the Three of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles, or the Three of Wands with the Knight of Pentacles, it feels like blessings. And it's interesting because the Knight of Pentacles, again, is slow, but then you have the Eight of Wands, which is fast. So I feel like you have something like one of these ships is heading to shore. The Sun. I feel like that means it's going to help illuminate your path. It also feels like a good time. And when I mean a good time, I mean like a period of time in my life where things just feel good. Life feels good. And this Knight of Pentacles has a lot to do with that. But listen, this Knight, again, why doesn't he come until the right time? Because he wants to make sure you're ready for what this Knight brings. This Knight brings the Ace of Pentacles. And that Ace of Pentacles is meant to enhance your life. And Pentacles relate to your money or your material world. But it can really be anything that's coming into your physical world. We're asking about your work life, though. So I feel like, look at that. Two Pentacles. That tells me that when this Knight makes the promise that it's making, and is traveling through the light, by the way, so that can only be good, then it does put the ball in your court. So you are the one who's going to say yes or no to it. But the Sun's illuminating it for you. So I feel like it's going to be easy to say yes or no. Just feel it. Feel it. And then follow that. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm changing jobs, that type of thing. But again, it's like there's a ship that's coming in. And I feel like it's coming in fast. But I feel like it's the right time in the same breath. All right. We have, well, hello, the world, the next chapter. So something new. Oh my gosh, the world is mirroring the Knight of Pentacles. I love that. It's like your guardian angels traveling with you. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Four of Wands. Interesting. And then we have the Nine of Wands. Okay. Okay. There's a couple things I want to say here. First of all, this Ten of Swords. It is the past, the Ten of Swords, but it does speak about a period of time where, maybe nothing felt like it was going right. Or, it's like dagger after dagger after dagger in my back. And literally, I don't want that anymore. So then your guardian angels here saying, well, that's when the right time is, when I make that decision. I no longer want these swords. Like, I no longer want this energy. It can be a repeat pattern with the Ten of Swords. I feel like this is making it. And then we move into the Four of Wands, which is the commitment card. And it can speak of love, of course, because it is a marriage card. But I feel like it's about making a commitment, a true commitment to yourself. I definitely see new growth, new opportunity, and I know this ship is going to come in. And when this ship comes in, it opens up the next chapter. And that next chapter is mirrored by your guardian angel. I don't know how any of that could be bad. And I don't even know why I'm saying that. But you are the one who's going to make the decision. A yay or a nay. Trust your gut. Because everything is really coming to you from the light. The only thing that's not, well, that's your past. Or is it your past? You know what I mean? Like, am I past this? This is the energy of really submission, right? Like, I've given up. I'm so used to these swords that I just expect another one. And lo and behold, another one shows up. Why? Well, that's where I put my intention. That's where I put my intention. So instead, I'm going to say, I'm tired of these swords. I am done with these swords. No more. Those who want to stab me in the back, get behind me. It reminds me of the saying where God says, you can tell Satan to get behind you. And God is your protection. You know what I mean? I don't know why I'm saying that right now. But I feel that. So you have a ship coming in, my dear. It does open up a next chapter, a new chapter, but the sun is here. So all of it feels good, feels light, feels of the light. And then you also have your guardian angel here. And your guardian angel is going to make sure that ace comes when it's meant to come. It will. And I think we just have to learn to believe that or trust that. Really, trust is the word. Okay. I hope that helped. Oh, Ariel. You know what? You're probably the reason why I told that story between me working at the bank or me working at the gym. It was probably for you. Pretty girl. She's like, please. Okay, pretty girl. I'm speaking to you. All right. So I will, if I don't know why PayPal's not giving me a notification, but I'll reimburse you for that. Okay. So now I'm looking for your question. Well, thank you, pretty girl. I'm ready with your question. I didn't see a question. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I do. I got it. Please, may I ask why Karen Corinne isn't speaking to me. Nothing happened. We were good friends. I'm a Pisces. He's a Sag. I apologize for not pronouncing, I'm sure, his name right. Yeah, so why isn't he speaking to pretty girl? Because nothing happened and we're good friends. I'm a Pisces, he's a Sagittarius. Okay. We could use the Universal Tarot. What happened that caused him to stop speaking? Nothing happened on Pre-Girl's end. So let us know, if you will, what happened on his end. We're good friends. Why do you stop speaking to her? Two of Cups. Soulmates. I could see that you're very much alike. I can see that you look at each other equally. Look at this, the Four of Wands. Wow. The Star. Would you say he was, okay, so neither one. I was thinking Aquarius, but no. So that's about your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. I don't know if one of you were interested in taking it further. Interesting. You say friendship, but I feel like there's, yes, we love our friends, but I feel like there's something else. The Wheel. It's almost like, I mean, if this is a love reading, this would be a great love reading. Now, there's a couple things I want to say here. First of all, the two of you sit upon each other's wheel. So you were destined to meet. You're destined to go through whatever you're going through. Except for the free will part, that's not destined. I feel like someone out of the two of you would like, maybe, I don't know if the words have been spoken, but I could see where, first of all, I want to say it looks like a potential two people get along very, very, very well. And I don't know if one is looking at the other in a romantic way, where the other is thinking, well, we're on a friendship basis type of thing. Let's look below that. Just because someone's our soulmate doesn't mean they won't put us through hell. But often that means that there's something we're learning from that. Something we can take away from that. Stars about your dreams and your hopes and your wishes. And then the Wheel about manifesting. Whoa. Six of Swords. So somebody was, okay. Somebody was dealing with something toxic, or someone. or just energy. Let's keep going. We have the Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords. I know I'm showing him for like 2 seconds. And then the Eight of Cups. Interesting. I feel like this relationship wants to go into a relationship. And I don't know, like, I just want to say, like, I don't know if he like caught feelings, like romantic feelings, and it scares him. Because everything here feels like the two of you are so good for each other. But there is something emotionally. I feel like something like emotional happened. Six of Pentacles and the Fool. Okay. Because you don't know why he stopped talking to you, it makes me think the Six of Swords is his. So I feel like there's something that he's dealing with that is not so great for him. And hopefully, I feel like he's cutting it out, illuminating it to himself to understand that. Now, that can all take time. But I love that the Fool comes back out. So I feel like the two of you will reconnect. I do feel like the two of you will reconnect. And it's interesting because you said friends, but everything on the table looks like love. Now, we can love our friends, of course. And our friends can also be our soulmate, of course. But this feels deeper to me. It just feels deeper. So I feel like he's dealing with something that potentially he probably needs to deal with. And then I do feel like it comes back around. I mean, here's the Fool right on the wheel. So I feel like I come back around. But listen, I feel like I come back around with emotional clarity. So I feel like there's something he doesn't have emotional clarity on. He needs to find. I feel like he will. And then I feel like then this comes back around again. Now, I don't want to try to make a friendship romance if it's not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to put that idea in your head if that's not what it is. But I do feel the potential here, like real potential. And I also feel like if this isn't romance, then it could be like best of friends. But remember, even friends break apart for a while sometimes and then come back into each other's life. So the Fool is a repeat. He's coming back, but free and clear. So whatever it is that he's dealing with that maybe he doesn't want to speak about, I feel like it is going to serve him, which eventually then serves you. Interesting. A lot of love on the table right now. Let me just say that. There's a lot of love on the table. Now, let's say I am speaking of romance. Love is great, but love does take work at the same time. And I just feel like he is clearing something emotionally and maybe just wants to keep it private. But I feel like you'll find out because he'll tell you. Because I do feel like he is coming back, and I don't feel like this is like I'm waiting forever type of thing. But in a way, I do feel like I do need to let him clear it because it's only going to serve him and it's going to serve me. And then I come back around. Okay, I'm going to let that be. I don't feel like it's, honestly, I don't feel like it's like anything against you. I feel like it's something of his own, what's the word I want to use? It's just something within his life that he needed to clear up, or is clearing up, or, you know, has thought about clearing up, and now is potentially taking that action. But honestly, again, I feel like it's only going to serve you. I'm reading Pretty Girl's comments. I think he likes me as a friend. I'm not sure. Yes, it did. Maybe it scared him. It is deeper. Okay. I could feel the deepness of it. I'm talking to Pretty Girl. I could feel it. And you're very welcome. Okay, guys. Jen, are you still on here? My daughter? She may be doing someone's reading. As soon as I said that, I'm thinking, huh? All right, she's not answering me. Okay, that's you and Jen talking. Thank you, Colleen. You're probably already gone. 34. I'm going to answer your question. Your current feelings. Wait, you had something before that. Okay. Current feelings of Shabam brought towards me. Excuse my inability to pronunciate names, but I don't really need the name. So this is for 34. And by the way, again, chat replay will be on for those who don't know if they have a reading or not. Current feelings towards you for 34. I'm going to use the Psychic Tarot. So their current feelings towards you right now in this present moment. All right, we have the Four of Swords and then the Tower. Disruption. We have intuition. And then we have recognition and reward. I have a feeling you guys were together and then maybe not together. And I'm just picking it up through the 5. You know, it's interesting because I do feel like there was a tower. Yet I do want to say that I feel like there. How do I say this? Because I say something doesn't always mean someone will speak those words. But I feel like if I could just be free, then I would speak those words. So I feel like this person looks at you in a, what's the word I want to use? Why can't I think of the word? I want to say uplifting, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Let me take some cards till the word comes to me. Obstacles and challenges. That's probably why the tower is there. And then we have movement, choices, and decisions. 2 twos connected. Look at this. And then the Ace of Cups. Okay. So I definitely feel something did happen. And I don't feel it was easy. I feel like maybe there was more than one thing. You know, maybe you guys had to deal with a few things and potentially probably broke you up. I don't feel like the love died. I guess that's what I was trying to feel, you know, and the Ace of Pentacles brings that out for me. Love begins. Now, I don't know if it like literally means love begins, but I feel like as it relates to how does this person feel about you? Listen, I feel like they recognize your soul. That's probably what I was looking for. I feel like they have love in their heart for you. Now, does that mean that we'll be together? I think that's what the Four of Swords is about. It depends on whether both, and that's probably where we're seeing 2 twos, are able to heal over previous towers, over these previous obstacles. Truth. Interesting. Same card that Mother Mary brought out. Truth. Truth is judgment. I don't know, my dear. There might be a rebirth in this relationship. I don't want you to put all your money on it because of free will. And because I do feel like both people have to be able and willing to not only heal the towers, but then let them be, let them go, let them be the past, learn from them so we don't repeat them. But I feel like the love is still there. And then truth comes out. So, yes, be honest with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, first and foremost, be honest with yourself. But this really does speak about a rebirth. Well, the Ace of Cups is right next to it. So I feel like, you know, things happened. I can feel it. Things happened. And they were probably difficult. But I also feel like, you know, again, I feel like this is probably soulmate energy because I feel like there's an ability to overcome this. But each has to want that. Or each has to be, you know, sometimes fear will hold us back. Even if I want something, I may be too fearful to go after it. That's why I always say, don't be afraid to be the one to reach out. Like, I'd rather know if somebody wants to, like, if you don't want to be with me, then tell me. Set me free. Set me free, why don't you, babe? Who sang that song? I'm going to take one right in the middle. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's why I was feeling that you're soulmates. And by the way, look at this, 2, 2, 2. I feel like if everybody can put the past in the past, If everybody can realize that these towers, that they happen, that is life, right? And that is part of our human experience, is learning how to overcome these towers and not let them destroy our future or our future plans, that type of thing. But it can take a moment, right? It can take time, and sometimes time is what is needed. But I do feel like, interesting, when I start rubbing my legs like this, I'm like connecting. I can feel it. Um, I'm trying to be very careful because I never want anyone to wait for someone to be with me. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you want to be with me, then be with me. And let's work through our issues. But if you don't want to be with me, then set me free. So I feel like maybe someone's questioning that right now. And I do feel like this has an opportunity to also rebound or come back around. But if the challenges that you guys faced prior, if they're not examined and dealt with, then they will reappear. And that's the thing. And that's why sometimes time is the only way, right? Like, each heals in their own way and in their own time. But man, there's just been a lot of love on the table today. But this is real life. It's showing you that not just love, but there's also challenges. You know, boy, we wish that, like, you fall in love and then there's no challenges. That wouldn't be life. Soulmates teach each other also. Soulmates are great teachers for each other. Okay, I'm gonna let that be. And guys, I gotta go. I'm sorry to be so abrupt. I don't know if I should just leave it open for Jen. That's why I see if Jen's still on here. Um, Hi, Faith. Faith is Jen's daughter, my granddaughter. Okay, so she's cooking dinner, so I'm gonna let it be. I hate to cut you off abruptly like this, but Sam and I have plans, and I promised him I'd be off by 6, and it's already 6:30. Um, so I thank you guys. I'm gonna go live Wednesday, I think at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if I haven't connected with you, like, I'm trying to connect with different people. Um, Hopefully you'll be there. And if you are new to the lives and want to be in more of the lives, because I'm trying to do it like 3 times a week, then make sure that if you subscribe, that you hit that bell and hit all notifications. Because I know many of you, at least after their lives, I get, oh my God, I missed you. I never got a notification. That's why that bell, I mean, YouTube should just get rid of that, but they don't. So you have to hit that bell for 100%, and then it will let you know when I go live. It will actually send it to your email. I don't have your email. YouTube does, I guess. I think they send it to your email. They send it to me when I'm going live. They send me an email that Sandy's going live. So anyways, guys, I love you. I thank you. Jennifer, thank you for your help today. I really appreciate it. And thank you for those who trusted Jen with your questions. I appreciate that too. I love you guys. I'll see you next time at our table, hopefully Wednesday at 6. Thanks.